Jynxzi's down.
Rapid.
Oh no!
Rapid.
Damn.
He's right there. He's right there.
No!
Chillin'?
Wow, I'm in
Jynxzi's down.
shock.
Rapid.
I'm actually in shock, bro. What the
Chillin'?
heck? Like, I mean,
Jynxzi's down.
I mean it's Jynxzi, but like,
Is this?
Rapid.
damn, bro.
Right there. He's right there.
Damn,
What the
bro.
fuck?
Damn, bro.
Okay. Dead loss.
Oh my
Jynxzi
god,
just
bro.
came dead lost in game 1.
He's fucking 3 feet away from me, bro.
No. What happens? What happens?
Oh man. Oh man.
Pollo, we
That
got
is
last
not good,
place.
bro. That's, oh my god.
Pollo,
That
we
is,
got dead last.
yo,
No way.
We got 20th.
yo,
How many
bro.
teams are in here?
20.
There's 20 teams in here.
No one else has died yet, I don't think.
We got
No,
20th
bro.
place.
Meal.
No, bro. No, bro.
At stake.
They're the only team that's dead.
Bro, I feel
No
bad for
one else
Pollo, bro.
died.
Oh my god. Somebody
Oh,
save him.
they can really
Somebody save him,
settle
bro.
with each.
Yeah, respawns have officially turned off, but that was a
Ooh, no
player
respawns, no
rebooting
respawns.
at the last possible second, almost moving directly into the box. Clix and Lacy pick up their 5th elimination of this game. Gonna kind of get them maxed
Alright,
out
this is
on the
where it gets
materials. You can see that
interesting, bro.
pseudo
This is where it
loadouts and
gets
some extra
interesting.
splashes, minis being dropped down. They're not too far away from where the current zone actually is, so they have plenty
more
of
reboots
options
left.
to work with. Unlike Agers here, seems to be a solo here left in
Yeah,
this game.
Agers
He
is
has
solo.
just over 500 materials, so he may need a refresh if he's looking to win it all.
And normally this wouldn't be too pressing of an issue, but the problem is he's got
Oh,
Venno
no.
and Ron right next door to him. Those are definitely two very competent fighters, and if Agers isn't careful, his next step might be his last. I'll have to check back in though, because right now it's all about Clix, Lacy.
Clix
They have
and Lacy
completely
are
taken
on
over
height.
height, but that could change at a moment's notice. Muzz already scoping things out. He's got that launch pad in tow. It might only be a matter of time before we see Muzz and Somerset really make that challenge on the high ground.
I'm not going to say
could
too
make that
soon,
challenge.
but last
They
time
could,
we
they
seen
could.
Clix and Lacy.
He has really got his work cut out for him, especially knowing that Coop's
Oh,
so
no,
close by.
and
Clix,
they-
Lacy,
oh,
they've been
no,
deep over high.
bro.
Yeah, Muzz and Somerset
Yeah,
sent
he
him
only has-
flying. They had a
oh,
launch pad in their
no,
inventory, so they knew they
460
at least
wood,
wanted to
bro.
contest it up towards the top side of the
Shoot.
map. They sent Clix down below. Looks like Lacy and him momentarily separated, but he's trying to return
Oh,
back to the scene of the crime.
no.
Lacy goes down. Clix doing what he can, but now
And
he's in
then
a
Muzz got
1v2
Lacy,
situation, and he's running out of builds here. If this goes on a
Damn.
full-on build fight, Clix being a solo, it might not work out for them, but there's no attempt coming in from Muzz
Yeah.
and Somerset just yet.
Oh,
but a big shot's going to be landed. That's going to give him the green light. 10 HP. Clix trying to survive, but he's getting sprayed back further and further into the
Damn.
zone until he eventually gets taken out by Somerset.
And those angle cutoffs were dastardly from
And then
Muzz
they're on
and
height.
Summer, by the
Okay,
way. Muzz
yeah,
just immediately
makes
pressing
sense.
against every single one of the walls that
That
Clix
makes
kept
sense.
trying to establish, and
Damn,
Summer from
bro.
overhead, shredding through those builds.
Damn,
Only so
bro.
many options left to kind of grab. Here for everybody on the low ground, though, Jacob, you already nailed it. Chiseled Cubes is a vicious
They're
zone
playing this
pool,
well.
but
They're
this
playing this
established
well, for sure.
elevation right now for Somerset and Muzz, that's seeming to be the real difference maker. Kanata still
Damn,
doing
they
his
have good
best, though, in the
positioning,
underbelly of the lobby.
Yeah, I just feel bad
Ooh,
for him. He's in a
Kanata
2v1,
Top
no
three.
HP. He goes down. Somerset and Muzz versus typical gamer and
Oh,
Rapid.
man.
2v2 to close out game number 1. Just the interesting decision here is you look at how many old builds. Since we teeter-tottered back and forth through Chisel Cube, there are so much builds already placed down, so it's not going to be easy for high ground to spray through. But Rapid looked like he's going to try to play Disruptor. With 6 shockwaves, he can instantly try to take the 2v1 on high ground.
Not only that, but because they were getting so fraggy in the low ground, they've also got a little bit more materials to work with in comparison to Muzz and Somerset. Well, they were able to apply pressure from overhead, but now when you got to get up close and personal,
Were they gonna
it all
drop?
depends on whether or not they'll actually be able to continue trying to block those lines
they
of sight.
might
And
be.
Muzz already experiencing a lot of that pressure, opting to even try and fall back for a moment's notice
Yeah,
here.
he's
He needs to get
dropping.
that Flowberry Fizz online.
No
Throws out
way.
a great way to send to
Oh
Gamer back,
my
but now
God, no
right side
way.
peek takes out Rapid.
Oh.
That's exactly the kind of advantage they needed. All he has to do is close it out.
Oh, and he
Damn.
does so
Damn.
instantly. Muzz and Somerset not only
Here with our game 1 winners. A lot of
Damn.
people looked at you two and thought,
Damn.
you guys are 2 of the better players competing together. Somerset, I said if you guys didn't do well, I'd be a bit disappointed.
big
so
ups
far,
to
game 1,
Somerset, though.
not a disappointment,
Like-
eh?
No. I think
Good
we're
stuff,
definitely
good
doing how we
stuff.
thought we would do, and there's so much more to come, so stay tuned.
Stay tuned, Muzz. That game was smooth, man. It looks like you guys were.
Endgame, bro. Everyone's like trying to fight because, you know, there's some creators here that aren't like, they don't play Fortnite. Everyone's trying to drop kills, but we're just playing a calm, smooth endgame. Took height and just got a clean win.
Is there anything you think that can stop you guys today?
Maybe like someone just griefing us for fun, but that's about it.
Yeah, nobody would do that, though, right?
right?
We don't know anyone who'd do that. Somerset.
What kind of question is
do
that,
you
bro?
even have any difficulty in that?
Pass. We've got good chemistry when it comes to just playing, and you know we're just here to do what we got to do.
Bro, is
Any
that
point,
Bucky,
right, you know?
bro?
No, I've played with Muzz a lot, so just in my
Oh my god, bro. Bucky, dude. Oh my god.
pass. We've got good chemistry when it comes to just playing, and you know we're just here to do what we got to do.
Bucky, dude.
A solid game one. Hope to see more from these guys as far as wins are concerned.
Oh my god.
I
dude's a
mean, it's not too
troll.
shabby, guys. Right. I think people usually say Rome wasn't built in a day.
Where's Italy at?
Oh!
Ooh, right. I think people.
The temple,
No,
building
Lacy.
an empire. You know,
No, that headset dent.
this game is a temple.
Oh my. No, that is bad, bro. Yo, and look at TG, bro. Like, what is Yo, that shit is fucked. Oh my god.
And
man.
Italy wasn't built in a day.
Oh my god. Oh my god, dude. In one game, bro's head looks like that. Holy shit, how tight is that headset to his head, bro?
So is the plan for today gonna just be to play height every game like that one?
No. I don't think. No, not the plan. It just kind of happened. We were just on it. I don't like it because they could just shockwave up, pop a little fizz, and then they're on height, and before I know it, they're on my head.
So are you doubting your IGL here in Clix? So you're not agreeing with his strategy right now?
No. Whatever his strategy is, I'm doing it. Doesn't matter.
But you just say you don't want to play height.
My main goal is that Peterbot does not win. That's my goal.
Okay, and how do you intend to make sure that happens?
I mean, right now he's honestly shit in the bed, so it doesn't even matter.
All right.
Damn.
Yeah. You know what? It's fine.
Damn.
We'll get there eventually. We'll try again a bit later.
Shots called, bro.
All right.
Holy.
Look, game one is down. It was an impressive game. It was fun. I think we saw a lot from some of our best players, but we still have plenty more games to go before we see who takes this trophy.
Out, just no actual shields.
Bro,
He's trying to lurk,
sneaking over.
cut the audio visuals, the sound cues to try to get the jump onto Higgs. But the longer he takes in this situation, the higher probability of Higgs not only being healed up, but having a full loadout to fight back.
And Clix kind of recognizing that the moment of opportunity has slipped by, so now he's better off just trying to take advantage of the spot. Make sure, get a little bit of materials, open a couple of chests, try and see if he can cut off some positional paths, while Lacy, on the other hand, I think that this is smart from Lacy, though, kind of scouting the perimeter, making sure that they're not going to be immediately third-partied.
Yeah, information is vital, especially in a tournament like this. It's allow him to try to reunite back with his teammate. But it's actually jumping on to Lacy. Higgs just going on the full offensive here, but Lacy catching wind of this play. Literally seconds before getting jumped on, even having an opportunity there to fire back. Good communication coming out from Clix as well, closing the gap to make sure that if Clix and Lacy did get in a fight, it's going to be together.
It is not worth overcommitting this early on. We don't want to be one of the first to eliminate it, and if I find myself in that constant rebooting cycle, then we're just not going to be able to play the end game consistently.
Yeah, and they got a good spot right now. You see Fran going down, Rapid and Reet staring at each other, one above, one below, just trying to go ahead and drop that pizza down. He does have the shield keg, getting the shield up, but Reet does get the piece, but it gets stolen back. The Sentinel pumps Taco. They do so much structure damage that when you end up in a situation like this, it is a little tricky, but Rapid going straight on the offensive, freshly rebooted out of the sky is going to be Fran. Even with Reet putting down pressure onto Rapid, he still finds a way to get that elimination, and that's where you can kind of see Reet not necessarily going aggressive.
Decent job at playing a little bit of defense there, but you can only do so much when your duo is getting keyed off that fresh reboot, as Acorn and Buddha trying to see whether or not they can find one of their first eliminations in this game, and sadly Wapo will no longer be able to run it through at their drop in.
As Booga and Yuki are looking to rotate together this time around, whether they're looking for elimination eliminations or the launch pad, they're not necessarily looking to just kind of throw out their game right now. It is 5th zone, so there is 2 more before the reboots actually turn off, but it's around the 5th zone you tend to play a little bit more careful.
Look, the Lion is always on the prowl, okay? It's just a matter of time before they actually find their victims to go on the hunt for. But Reet, Fran, getting a little bit dicey here, but it's all about punishing Hammy, and Agers trying to see if he can prevent that from actually going down. He wants to play defensive measures for his duo, and that big mammoth shot is really going to cut the gap here, but immediately has to fall back. Reet just continuing to bear down on Agers' position, and now 2 versus 1.
Yeah,
Will he be able to tango still?
Damn.
Yeah, he went ahead and pulled aggressive. You poked the bear. Now that he's awake, he's looking to kind of start throwing punches right back. But Agers using shockwaves, a lot of his builds, trying to maneuver in and out, but third-party shots coming in. The annoyance from Frantic as well, trying to put down pressure, forcing him out of position. But Hammy is now down, so Agers, 12 seconds. You're on the clock. 26 HP. He's able to pop one pizza, but it doesn't give you much HP. It's all shield. He's still one shot away from going down, especially with the player knocking on that door. So let me tell you, it's not Halloween. They're not looking for candy. They're looking for the elimination onto Agers, and he did it. He survived long enough for Hammy to get back.
And the movement is impeccable right now from Agers, but just long enough. It came down to the final wire, but now can Hammy do the same? Because you have to remember, he just freshly rebooted. That's a bat signal to the sky for everyone else in the vicinity, and whether or not Hammy's going to be able to follow suit, doesn't look like that seems to be the case. Believe Booga actually did find his first prey of the lobby there, but now Lacy Clix, rather successful in game 1, but you obviously always want to take it one step further as the matches continue to develop.
Yeah, we're talking about, you know, how many games do you need, how many high-scoring games do you need to kind of take the whole tournament? You could have some hiccups. We obviously know there's going to be speed bumps in the road. It's just about how you handle it. Really take control of your own destiny. A couple seconds here. The 6th zone is going to begin to close. So Taco, in about 1 minute and 5 seconds, reboots will officially turn off here in game 2. Through, but you hear the countdown, Taco. Just now, reboots are officially turning off.
It's not that. Is that we're watching Primate Page reboot back in, and the shots are just raining down from like 7 different angles. It felt like it's just you gotta essentially
I thought
just
TG
hope
was
and
gonna
pray
hit something
that everybody
crazy
decides
there,
to
bro.
stop looking at you when you're in that type of circumstance. But for right now, typical gamer, Rapid, second place game 1. They're looking for the victory royale, but it's going to be tough to follow up when TG loses all of his shield, nearly all of his HP, and he is fully exposed. But no one is willing to try and take a stab at it just yet. Even though he's separated from Rapid, I don't think that the other duos nearby actually recognize how far apart they were for a moment.
Yeah, and I don't think most people saw how weak he actually got on that last exchange. But Primate Page actually making it back into the game. Acorn trying to save the day here on the Muda, but the build's getting sprayed away. He's not going to be the hero that Muda needs, but at least for now, Acorn's still alive. A full Flowberry Fizz, 3 medkits, so we could see Acorn here up to a 200 effective shielded HP, but he needs to figure out a way to get the time. Some of that shield is still popping off. Spray's still coming in his direction, but they have to reload. That's the time Acorn's using to pop the medkit here.
All eyes on me in the worst way possible. Fortunately, he does get that moment of recovery, kind of slowing down time for himself, but Ashal not going to be put in that same kind of situation. He is fully eliminated. It is Queasy left to his own devices, trying to figure out whether he's going to actually be able to stay charging forward, but either way, trying to take a gander towards that ultimate low ground. He knows it's going to be difficult to establish any sort of positioning here as Pete and Faxity toe the line, but they find with Raptor. It's Typical Gamer down and out for the count.
Yeah, Bold's got the knock. Peterbot cleans it up. They're getting all of the loot for all that attempt, but Faxity kind of still in the game, kind of quiet, under the radar. You know, this might be a change up from Peterbot, playing more at a slower pace to make sure that Faxity's able to make it in this game, and honestly, a lot of those points through consistency and placement throughout the course of the 7 games today. Plus, we talked about the top 3 prize money is Clix Lacy. They use that launch pad. It's not as high and as far as you typically would, but they cut that glider short. They're going to be happy with positioning themselves towards the front side of the zone.
But it looks like they're not the only ones that are after it. Acorn actually applying a little bit of pressure here up against Clix. Doesn't matter that he's a solo. He's willing to bet on himself.
So they're not
though,
playing height, like
seemingly
they said.
having a little bit of an easier time kind of capitalizing on some of these solos left in the lobby, but look at Somerset and Muzz front side right away. They're immediately going to be joined by Pollo, though. So you always have to factor in who else might be following up. Higgs on the receiving end of some
22
damage
HP.
here, but doing what he can to try and stay alive just moments longer.
Yeah, he has more than enough resources here to get the HP shield up, but what he doesn't have is the actual materials. One build left. Pausing here in a moment in time, trying to get the HP up. Doesn't want to take one shot and eventually go down, so he's lurking, trying to figure out if there's anybody in the backside of the zone they can catch off guard. Audio visuals not necessarily there, so he's going to have to dig deep in his pockets. Maybe start his second med
He's
kit
gonna
now.
stay in Storm.
Could just look to play for a little bit of placement. Ideally, probably just trying to buy himself some time so he can find a more natural shot, though. Working his way in from the total backside of zone. He's bound to run into someone, whether he wants to or not at this stage of the game. Is now frantic, solid recovery, 7 eliminations as a duo, but they're going to need more. They only have 10 builds between the two of them, and that's just not going to be enough material if you really want to try and bring game 2 home with that victory royale. So first and foremost, got to recognize that's Faxity and Peterbot trying to take over ultimate height, and Fax has managed to build his way up. He's just fully cranking. Pete will join him whenever he gets the chance to. Right now, he's just causing so much chaos in these lower layers.
Yeah, he knows going up the side of the
Lacy,
mountain. Just trying to make it
okay.
harder and harder for anybody to put one foot in front of the other. Lacy doing a good job reuniting with Clix, staying off that low ground. And that low ground is like quicksand. If you continue to struggle, you just kind of sink in that moment.
that
and
was
for
actually
Clix and
a nice
Lacy, they're not
reset
even
by
getting
Lacy
lost
to get
here.
back
They're
to him.
focused on what's in front of them. That's getting to the front side of that zone, no matter the cost. But as you look up, Acorn doesn't get a chance to contest. Pollo actually still gets the shutdown. So after going down first in game 1, Pollo is trying to have that
Faxity
run
and
here again in the
Peterbot
pro-am.
on height,
And he might
dude.
just do it if the lobby's not careful, especially when you got the likes
my
of Peterbot
God.
and Faxity from way overhead, just causing so many issues for all of these teams that are trying to see, can I tunnel through some of these mid-ground layers? But Pete, he's just having none of it. Immediately eliminates Reet, just the worst player to have to deal with on the high ground with that mammoth pistol.
Yeah, takes out his teammate Pollo second.
Veno.
Lands another big shot onto Veno. And this is where typically in a real game, Veno likes to try to contest the high ground, but he's being pressured not only by Peterbot and Faxi, but so many other teams as well. Another shot just trying to break through the mold. Somerset's down. Muzz is going to be left by himself, and that's one of few solos left in this game. There's going to be 3 overall. Clix and Lacy, not one of them.
Pete just constantly sending friendly
Damn.
reminders to everybody underneath, though. You better tarp
I mean, you
off
never
your
know.
head.
You
You've
never
got to
know,
keep a
but-
cone overhead or something, because the moment that you're exposed, you are immediately losing like all of your HP with it. As now Fax, Peterbot, Fax largely probably just in control of making sure to tap
they're
Fizz,
not in a
making
good
sure that if they get
spot
chopped,
here,
that they
bro.
won't go down for it. Clix and Lacy, on the other
no.
hand, they can't get the better
Let's
end of
go,
the
Lacy.
exchange. That's going to be Clix eliminated.
No.
Lacy following suit. Just
I
too
don't think
many
he had
players
that.
looking to cut them off.
Yeah, Ron taken down his housemate Lacy, then Veno taking down Bolt, and now we have the 2v2.
they're
Veno
shocking.
and Ron versus Faxity and Peterbot. Some people have these as their top 2 in the entire
go, Ron.
tournament, but they have to figure out a way
Come on,
up.
Veno.
Ron is just sending it, but he gets tagged up by Faxity just a little bit. 38 HP, cannot fly into the zone. Veno goes up, doesn't find what he's looking for, so he has no choice but to go back down low. Looking up, misses that shot
no.
again with the Mammoth, but Peterbot is working his way on down, Taco.
Yeah, Veno's not giving up anytime soon either, because
go,
Faxity
Ron.
has just
Come
a
on,
sliver of HP. He's doing what he can, and
Show
Pete
what
might
Peterbot
just leave him
missed,
as
bro,
bait. He's
when you-
ultimately
when
trying to
you're,
see if he
a
can
comp
take
player,
out
bro.
either Ron or Veno, but it's going to be Veno who finds some of the
Veno.
opening shots here. Pete is incredibly
Oh my
low.
God.
The storm just ticking away, but Pete,
oh my God.
he's got no HP left to work with. Ron and Veno just immediately shutting them down,
Yo,
despite
let's
not having that initial
go.
control of the high
Let's
ground. It just
go,
didn't seem to
dude.
matter. The
Let's
moment that they were
go,
able to
dude.
collapse on Faxity,
Let's
it just
go,
kind of
Ron.
spelled disaster
Oh
for
my
Pete after the
God.
fact.
Yeah, it's just one of those things, you know, just making the right play at
Ron
the
and
right
Veno.
time. And he's playing with stable Ronaldo.
Yo, let's
and
go,
may have
dude.
been in the Stone Ages, Taco, but he
Holy.
is an FNCS champion as well.
Yo,
We
I
got
did
2
not
champions
think-
coming out in game
Bro,
2, firing on all cylinders.
here to
Remember,
play,
I said
bro.
Veno, you're just talking to him before
They're
the
here to
tournament
play. I
actually
did
started. He
not
said,
think
I
they
am
were gonna
taking this
take this
serious. I
serious.
want to win.
He's crying. Oh my lord.
I'm here with the winners
He's
of game
crying.
2. We got
Nah,
a very
bro,
emotional
literally
run right
slap
now,
it
man.
up,
He's-
bro.
This guy's
Clap
the
it
GOAT,
up.
bro. This guy's the GOAT, bro.
Oh my god.
He's taking me back to my prime, bro. This feels like
Venom.
2019.
Venom's reaction.
Oh my god.
Venno, you're a bit more calm right now after that win.
man.
Maybe a bit of a nonchalant gimmick. But how you feeling after game 2?
I was a little nervous. It's a bit cold in here, so I was shaking a little bit, but he followed well.
Look, you guys are the only duo where you're both champs. You're both FNCS champs, you know? So I'm going to give you both the
Damn,
respect
bro.
of
I did
being
not
champs.
think. I did not think.
From
they were
one
gonna-
champ to another. What was he able to do to make sure you guys get that win?
I did
Yes,
not
yeah,
think they were
at the
gonna
end,
lock
he killed the
in.
entry.
Holy.
He killed the first
I
guy.
am shocked, bro.
You said it feels like 2019 again.
Yeah, bro. I mean, this just feels good, bro. I'm a champion. This guy's a champion. Like, am I the only one in here with a squad FNCS win, bro? This is great, bro. I want to keep playing.
But does it actually, like, it feels like it because you got the dub. But, like, it's been a
Dude,
while
bro-
since you've
bro
been
is
competing at the highest
ecstatic
level.
right
Like,
now,
do you
bro.
feel like you still got
He
it?
is-
Oh yeah, of course I got it. I think I'm top 3 here for sure. I think it goes Vino, Peterbot, Ron, Pollo, like top 5, I would say.
Is there anyone you're missing?
Anyone I'm missing? Maybe Booga? Yeah, maybe, yeah.
I don't know if you guys realize, but that final 2v2 was against Pete and Fax.
Say on God, I shit on Peterbot. Nah, that's bad.
I saw Faxy's skin tonight. That's why I started shaking a little bit.
You didn't want to lose to Fax?
I didn't want to lose to Pia.
Hey, a very, very impressive win there.
You can't
Yo,
feed a horse water,
I'm
but you can
hyped
water
they
the
won
horse and
that,
you can
bro.
feed it.
I'm
God
hyped
bless.
they won that.
I don't think we have to say anything more than that. I mean, that was unbelievable. Venno, get back to it, man. Another great game for you guys. Taco, Jacob, back to you. What a game 2.
Damn, bro. Damn, bro.
Vino, you don't
Holy. Damn, Ron and Venno in first place. Oh my. 18 limbs. Ooh, cracky. Bro, really? Really, bro? Really, bro? Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Show him some respect, dog. Holy, dude. That's crazy. 19 limbs, though. Damn. Okay. Okay. This is interesting. Holy.
2 over
Interesting
second and
leaderboard.
third place.
Interesting
I'm
leaderboard
scared for them.
after
I'm
game
scared.
2.
And it's not even
That's-
Peterbot and Faxley.
that's
They're in
interesting.
third
I
at
don't know.
110. Literally 1 point shy from Somerset and Muzz, who won game 1. But I don't see Clix and Lacy there at all.
I was just gonna
Ron
say,
took down
where's Clix and Lacy, bro?
during that game. Maybe he was letting him know between the game. Maybe we
bro,
see
what-
Lacy go after Ron in that one. But overall, man, I'm liking this leaderboard. Kanata had another game. I think he got top 5, maybe 4th in that
Bro,
last one
nah.
as a solo again.
Cracky
Kanata
is
deserves
crazy,
all the credit in the world
though,
today.
bro.
Yeah, I'm
Like,
hoping that
what
we can
the-
get a pre-game interview at some point with Arky and Kanata
Bro,
because
someone
they've
needs to get
definitely
fired,
been
dog,
going through
like-
the ringer, and to still be in the
Bro.
top 5 position says a lot.
Levin has a couple players on the floor. Levin, let's see what the strategy is for the next game.
Double.
I am here with Higgs and Braden. Boys,
Double-
it's not been the best
double
start. You're
arm
currently in
sweep.
20th,
Oh
which is
my.
last place. What's going wrong, Higgs?
And some
Hey,
gloves.
you know, we aren't trying yet. You know what I'm saying? We're just saving it for the next games.
We've had an unlucky, unfortunate cause of events, you know what I'm saying? Off rip, headshot, lucky kill, you know what I'm saying? Clix will never do that shit in a real fucking game. I mean, in a real game, my bad. In a real game, real flipping game. A lot of it's been the luck, storm, bad placement, bad loot. If we get more mats and we get real loot, we're winning this.
Dead.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Okay, so clearly you guys feel like you've been a bit unlucky here.
Oh yeah, all in luck.
What has to go in your favor to make things work?
You know, get some good loot, get some free eliminations. No, we're just gonna start keying. I'm sending him off. He's going to kill Peterbot.
Is he surprising you with his abilities on Fortnite?
Yeah, he surprised me a lot. And
Good surprise?
Yeah, I'm very surprised.
I'm a very surprised.
Would you describe Higgs as a good leader so far after these first 2 games?
Yeah, so basically the first game, Higgs just told me, yo, just carry this, carry my loot, drop me all your mats. Basically, I was his medic for the first full 2 games. So, yeah, I think he's a really good leader, bro. He teaches me how to follow him, he puts me on a triangle and then opens it so I land on the bounce pad and jump away. So I think he's a really good leader, bro. Genuinely.
Obviously, after game 2, you're sitting 20th.
Lord,
what is the goal after game
fucking
7?
walking loot
First place.
llama.
Good luck, boys. Good luck. I think you're going to need it. Back to you, Jacob and Taco.
I think they got it. All they need is, like you said, like we start with loot, maybe another gamer sleeve. You know, Higgs wasn't dually sleeved. I noticed that Brayden had both of them on, so I think he's a little bit more locked with that alone. Not only that, but you know, because again, it can be very difficult, I think, to just find the repetitiveness with consistency. But game 3 could be a real measuring factor here for a lot of these teams to see whether or not they've got it figured out right before the halftime break, or if they maybe need to spend a little bit more time reviewing things during that little bit of downtime.
Towards Agers, but the elimination happened too quickly. It's not going to be a factor. But now we got Ritual and Pollo facing off here. This is essentially a 1v1.
Sometimes it's tempting to try in third party, but other times realize it might just work against you. As Pollo, even exchange currently with Ritual. They go shield break for shield break, so unfortunately, Pollo realizing that might have been the escape route there for Ritual, but instead he turns around. He's caught in his own trap here. Thought for a moment that Pollo was actually going to be the one going down, but instead gets the better end of the exchange, and Ritual has been knocked and eliminated.
Jynxzi heals so he can stay alive or figure out a way to get Jynxzi out into the zone for safe, but Bugha ends up in a fight against Clix. Former teammates from eons ago, and now Bugha is back, not only qualified for EWC, but taking down Clix here in game 3.
Bugha definitely feeling pretty good about some of these opening eliminations.
That Sentinel pump here in this game, or at the bare minimum, the Gatekeeper. Depending on what your playstyle is right now. Bugha with the gold Gatekeeper. His teammate is down. Bugha has to stay alive for at least 12 seconds while Yugi is on that reboot. But Victor V is there, and Bugha down to just 1 build left. Clock is running down. Victor V tries to grab the other side. No way to protect himself as Bugha and Yugi get sent back to the lobby.
And this all goes right back to our initial hunches of who's going to start stepping it up, starting to get a little bit more aggressive early on. Victor V and Crackley already made it known just based off of game 1 that they were willing to key, they were willing to get a little bit more fraggy with it, but now they're working against the clock. They saw the point differential between themselves and the current first place of Ron and Veno, so they've got to just keep it pushing. And for Clix, Lacy, not yet having their chance to try and go for height, but it could also be a change in strategy. The way that Clix is looking up, though, I have a feeling he wants to try and take it over.
Yeah, it really all depends. I see crash pads in the inventory. You can't really use crash pads to take height, or at least not safely. You can't always control the bounce, especially when high ground continues to look down on you, not letting you feel any bit of comfortability. Now the eyes are set on Pollo. This is where it gets tough. He's a solo. There's only so much you can do and hold on as a solo. As Reek continues to go to work. Now it's the rocket. He knows somebody's down there. Doesn't want to let them survive for free, but then he gets distracted. Zemi, Cooper, they use launch pads to try to take flight.
And unfortunately for Reet and Frantic, the one kind of thorn in their side throughout this match has just been their material count. They're going to have to drop eventually, or they're going to have to, they can get eliminations onto Zemi and Coop and take their material count from them, because as it currently stands, holding the high ground with that little bit of builds, it's just not going to be enough. Someone is going to be able to overtake, especially when they see these wood builds. But the pullback on the zone, maybe just buying them a little bit more time.
Yeah, my. They just immediately both look up. Damage on the Cooper. Finish it off with the distance on that exotic heavy. That's exactly what I was saying to watch out for. As Ritual Nina, they start to climb up the side of the mountain. They're met with Perfect Yusuf on the other side. As Agers takes down Typical Gamer. As Nina and Ritual using their quick movement, their ability to get up first to try to look down and fire off on any team, but they're just too quick to pass on by. All those opportunities go right out the window.
They're able to pepper some damage in, but they just didn't get the closing shots for the full nuts, for the full eliminations. Right mentality, though, just trying to take advantage of teams playing from that ultimate backside of zone. Is now Clix, Lacy, their front side low, but they're looking to try and work their way upwards, and check it out, Veno and Ron. They fully understand. Reed's had enough fun. It is time for a new terror on height to take place here. Veno gonna utilize, recycle the launch pad alongside Ron, and they'll just avoid all of the chaos unfolding in the lobby right now.
Yeah, that's going to allow them to save a ton of materials on top of that. But Rise gets a crucial elimination. Siphon barely keeping him alive. Luckily, he's a few inches away from the zone itself. 5 eliminations for him. It's huge, but being a solo, that's when things look tough. Kanata, another game alive inside of the top 6 as a solo. Probably one of the more consistent players. But then Veno drops down, gets the elimination on the Rise. Bring us into our final 4 teams.
Veno got so many mats off of that too, especially when you're looking at this kind of endgame circumstance where it's crucial because so many teams have had to burn through a ton of material just working their way up and back down that mountain face. But now Clix, Lacy immediately ultimate low front side of zone. They're going to have to deal with Sphinx eventually, but first and foremost, it's Kanata challenging from the backside, and unfortunately, he is not going to be able to stand tall in this one, but Lacy and Clix, they still might be able to shake things up.
Yeah, they're dropping the shockwaves, they're splitting. It almost looks like they were going to try to go up, but Sphinx down below, causes a distraction, gets the down onto Clix. Now they have their eyes set on the Lacy. Doesn't even get into the top 2, and Veno and Ron drops down, crash the party. 9 eliminations, and another victory royale.
Oh my God!
Said he's going to win today, and initially it might have just seemed like he was being overconfident. Maybe people were anticipating, you know, you guys might, we can give you a top 5, sure, but with the win, that's obviously not destined for you, and they are just completely in control. I know that it's going to be a little bit before we get to see that overall leaderboard lineup, but they were already like 40-something points ahead. They were 154 entering into that lobby. You had another victory royale on top of 9 eliminations to boot. They are feeling good right now. Ron's feeling fantastic, and I think this is where they start to become very scary because Ron's just got so much confidence. We can see it being emitted from him at every step of the way. So, Levin, I need to know what these guys are saying.
Oh my goodness. Once again.
Bro, Veno is just...
Veno.
Are
we going to see a little bit of a celebration at least or something, man? Back-to-back wins. Come on, you're doing good.
Come on, man.
I've been in this position too many times. Wait till the tournament's done.
All right. He's saving his excitement. I need some energy from you, bro. I need some excitement from you.
Yo, listen, man. We need... Hey, everybody's waiting for the stable Ronaldo icon skin, man. Let's make it happen, bro. Come on, please.
I mean, at this rate, man, they might just have to give it to you because you guys are going crazy. Talk me through that win. What was going through your mind when you're on height in that endgame there?
A lot of just listening, a lot of just being on him, maintaining my mentality, being calm, cool, I'm collective. You know what I'm saying? This guy's goated, man. This guy's goated.
When you guys were paired together, there was question marks about the chemistry.
Yeah,
you know, there was question marks about whether...
Boo you! Who's booing?
I'm very
surprised. I don't think they're booing you. Or hopefully not. Well, they shouldn't be, because you guys are playing so good. There was question marks about your chemistry. You know, you guys couldn't quite even communicate with each other. It felt like it's safe to say things have been repaired, they've been mended.
Yeah, I thought the whole time he was just gonna make fun of me, just, you know, yeah, just make fun of me the whole time. But it's been going good, bro. It's been going great so far, so yeah.
There's a bond growing here. As far as, you know, your teammates go, you've played with a lot of great players. You've played with champions. You're playing with a champion right now. Where does Ron rank amongst some of your best teammates all the time? Because he's clearly rising up.
Nah, bro. Like they are.
I just realized.
Like they are in it to win it. Bro. Like
okay,
they genuinely might.
You know, how good is he?
You just want to say, like, where's Frankie? Because we look like hobbits next year.
Okay. That was not the answer to my question. So I need an answer to my question.
Just slightly above Clix, as long as we win.
Slightly above Clix. All right, then. What do you make of that?
Hey, listen, man, job's not finished. Probably going to get landed on by Peterbot, probably Clix. Clix is free low. Peterbot, I'm worried about. But, yeah, let's give Stable Ronaldo icon skin.
All right. Enough said. Enough said. The back-to-back win for the boys. Jacob, Taco.
That icon,
what are we saying
bro.
now?
He wants that icon, dude.
Hey, vibes have to be at an all-time high right now. Hey, I was watching Faction stream when they revealed these duos, and Ron was in that call screaming, "No! Anybody but Veno." What are you thinking now, man? Nations and feel fully confident that Ron is going to be able to hold his
all
position.
the way up to second.
My gosh,
wow.
238 points, a massive lead over second place.
238
Arky and Kanata in third?
Oh my God.
From everything that we've seen taking place so far today,
and
I think
dude,
Kanata
wow,
has
man.
been top 5 every single endgame so
They gotta, bro. Come on, man. They gotta change this. Like, how have they not changed it yet, dude? At that point, they're just doing it, dude. Like, come on, bro. Like, what? Come on, man.
So far here today, whether or not that's going
Like, bro, if I was bro, if I was crackling, dude, I would be so mad, dude. Bro. Like, that sucks, man.
to, stay the same.
Like, genuinely, how has no one noticed that? Like, actually. Like that actually sucks, bro.
Is irrelevant. The fact that he's even in this current position, impressive stuff. I think that team chemistry is certainly locked in, and it's crazy to think about too, because kind of similar to how it started with like Ron in like the prelude to this tournament, where he's like, no, anybody but them, I'm out of here. Like, I'm not participating. Kanata, I don't think necessarily had all the confidence in the world in his duo, but I think that obviously Arcus figured something out to help get them that extra mile that they needed, because Kanata, we know you are a fierce competitor. You're going to be able to clutch, but
like,
you got to have your duo through some parts of it.
Yeah, he's only
what,
7 points away from second place, but you had.
Oh man, Queasy. Oh, Queasy. Higgs. Oh man. Wow. Booga, Acorn. Wow.
Let's go talk to TG. Why not? Let's go chat to the man himself. Yo, TG, my brother. I'm doing good. How are you doing, TG?
Great. I'm doing great. We start off hot, got a second place, and then we got focused second game, a little bit rough, but we got a new plan. We're locking it in. I think we're one of the best teams here for sure, and we're going to show the world.
Can you give us maybe some hints, like a tease of what the change in strategy is?
No.
Okay. You know what? No, that's fine. That's
Bro
fine.
said
You know
no.
what? I'm cool with that. Good luck, brother.
No.
Good luck. I want to talk to Jynxzi. Yo, Jynxzi. Oh, okay. We're in the middle of a TikTok right now. Okay. Amazing. Jynxzi, man, I really wanted to chat to you because you are now 3 games into your first Fortnite competitive LAN.
And last.
Oh no.
Look, man, I
God,
can't compete.
Oh, God.
There's kids in here that are doing 7 edits in a second. I can't even rotate, man. I've gotten shot out of the sky 3 times. I can't compete, man. This game's too hard.
No, but there's 4 games left, bro. Like, it's not over.
I know, I can't even get a kill, let alone winning. That ship sailed an hour ago. I just want to get an elimination.
You still haven't gone yet? We set the goal for like at least one thing.
I've done 84 damage, sir. That's all I've done.
Yes,
not again, bro.
It's just not looking good, brother. I mean, you know what, man? Good luck, man. Good luck with the rest of the day. Good luck. Good.
Bro, I think he's
not looking.
Bro, I honestly think he's just like.
Not again, bro.
Bro, he's just upset, bro. Like, I think he's just like. Cause imagine like. Like, that must suck, bro. To be like, I don't know, man. Like, bro, he sounds so destroyed right now, man. Like, I don't know.
It's just not looking good, brother. I mean, you know what, man? Good luck, man. Good luck with the rest of the day. Good luck. Good. Yeah, not looking good. Let's go chat to some more people, though, man. We still got more people here. Some people who are doing maybe a little bit better than Jynxzi. I'm feeling for Jynxzi right now, man. I'm feeling for him because he wants to do good. He's a competitor at heart, but this competing thing ain't for everybody, I guess. Bolts, my dog. Let's talk, brother. Let's talk because I saw some people were doing like rankings of how they thought duos were gonna do before the competition, and I'm not gonna lie, a lot of people had you quite low down. They weren't believing in you and Paige. How have things been going? I feel like you guys have surprised people a bit in some of these games.
Yeah, the games are going good. I'm keying early and then playing endgame. I'm sorry to Primate Paige because I'm kind of getting her killed, or eliminated. That's because I'm just trying to solo clutch to make it a little bit easier for us. Yeah.
I mean, Next 4 games, do you think you're going to rock with the same strategy then?
Yeah, I think I will because I think if anyone even wants to key me as a duo, I'll just 1v2 them, so it won't really matter.
Is there anybody so far you've been given the bolts treatment to anyone that you've been dominating so far today?
So far, I'd say it's been Muzz. He's been doing good, so I feel a little bit bad, but no friends in the industry, you know?
No friends. I like that. I like Bolts always has the right, finger on the pulse. Good luck for the rest of the day, and give Paige my best as well. Okay, let's see how people feel in the room. I did say that there were some people who I wasn't sure whether their lack of Fortnite experience was going to be a problem. So maybe we should get an update on some of these people. Who we got in here? Okay, let's go. How you feeling though? How you feeling? You feeling? It's 3 games. There's 4 more.
Yeah. Wait, 4 more games?
There's 4 more games.
4 more games. I'm not gonna lie. We're playing better and better each game. I'm pretty sure we're gonna be the ones to come first and take it from Stable Ronaldo, Clix, and Lacy. They're already scared of us. They already ran from us. This is gonna be a free win, I believe.
What makes you so confident that the next 4 games are going to go your way?
It's just like me and my teammate, like we have that synergy. It's like we're interlocked. You know what I mean? Like we're interlinked, like brain-wise. Like boom, he does this, I'm already there. Like he wants this, I'm with them. Like it's easy for us.
I like the confidence. Queasy, man, get in there, man. Get in there. Champions first. We gotta let the champs go first. All right, let's check out this room. See how it's going over here. Richie, I wanna chat to you real quick. I wanna chat to you real quick, Richie. Okay, we're gonna camera's right here, Richie. Camera's right here. Give us the status update. How's it going? Obviously, you and Nina, surprise sort of entry into the competition. Not much time to prepare.
Right.
But what's it looking like in game?
It's going really good. The only bad thing is I died to him one game.
Wait, can we get a camera? Can we get a camera? Can we get a camera on him right here?
I died to him,
Damn,
so that's
damn, bro,
You
that's
gotta
tough.
Talk to us. How's the competition going for you so far? Your first Fortnite LAN. How's it going?
So I think a lot of the people in this tournament, they're letting the competitive nature get to them. And they're starting to freeze up and choke, and they're not anticipating the anticipation that's coming.
Right. And would you put yourself in that category of people?
No, I'm warming up. I'm going up in a slope like this. A lot of people are going in a slope down like this.
Right.
So as the games build up and as the games go on, I'm gonna improve while they deprove.
Okay, I ain't heard that one before. I like that. I'm gonna use that now. Your opponents are deproving. Talk to me about your teammate, Curve. He's obviously a young, Fortnite star, young talent, rising talent. What's it been like playing with him so far?
It's like playing with LeBron James if we're in the NBA. He's amazing, telling me what to do, and I'm listening.
If he's LeBron, what does that make you?
Probably Bronny.
Yeah. That's a nice comp. I like that comp. I like it.
Hell yeah. We're going to win. We're going to make the biggest comeback of all time. Just like LeBron, 3-1, Cavs versus Golden State, we're going to win. Let's do it.
All right. I want to see. Hey, I have a new favorite doer now, I think, man. I believe in the boys. I believe. Let's see how it goes. Okay. Let's get out of this show. It's a bit packed in here, guys. So I think we're going to make our way out here.
Who did you kill last game? Speak up, kid. I killed Ritual. So, Ritual, don't talk smack about my duo again.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah. Don't do that.
Or we're gonna full box you 180 full pump.
You might be sweet as cupcakes, but I'm tough as nails, kid.
You guys are great. Good luck. Good. I believe in you, man. Wow, amazing. That was amazing. No, that was great. That was live television, like broadcast to the thousands and thousands of people watching. I'm so glad we did not leave the room without speaking to those guys. They are great. Let's head into this room. Everyone, if we look from the outside, everyone's a bit more locked in this room. So we have to interrupt that, and we have to go chat to people and annoy them. Okay, let's do it. Of course, let's make sure we're in here. Who are we gonna chat to in here? As soon as I come in, everyone puts their head down. Nobody wants to talk. You gotta talk to ZPV, man. Vic, how's it going so far today, man? How's it going? You and Crackley, a lot of, expectations. I've been seeing you guys high up in the leaderboards. We're yet to see a dub, though. Is it coming in these next 4 games?
Bro, it's coming. We're just gonna send height. I got the best content creator on my team. Obviously, just can 1v2 Vino up there, or Clix, or anyone up there, bro. We're just not doing good.
100%. We got a new thing we're gonna try this game.
Anything you can share?
No.
Nobody ever wants to share. Nobody ever wants to share anything with me. All right, well, good luck. What did you say?
He's the IGL. Ask him.
Do you have anything to share with us?
Sending height. That's all you need to know.
Sending height. All right, that's the strategy right there.
Bro, that's crazy, bro.
Look, hey, he already knows what I'm about to say, man. I've been seeing you in some fights. It's not been going well. Just shortly, like, what's going to have to change it?
I'm just going to have to start fighting everyone, winning the fights, I guess.
All right, we want to see big things from the ages, man. We don't want to see ages, you know, down in the stands. We want to see him high up there. Look, let's get into these games. We're going to send it back to Taco Jacob to get us started.
Ron just looking
Game
completely
4.
unstoppable so far in this tournament. If you just leave them to play and hope they have mistakes, I don't think that's going to happen. But we're here, Game 4. It starts now. Let's see if anybody can overthrow the Giants.
Another player has been eliminated at one point, but Queasy now dealing with the tall task here of trying to make sure that he doesn't get eliminated by Jynxzi. Jynxzi's cranking up. Jynxzi trying to build it. Queasy's down.
He did it! He got his elimination! Jynxzi on top! And what an elimination it was! On to Queasy, a global champion. Jynxzi just completed probably a bucket list thing off of that one, crossing off, get that elimination. Could this be a new Jynxzi in the second half of the tournament? We have to wait and see, but honestly, Queasy going down earlier on. Sometimes you just drop thinking you're going to get sneak up on somebody, get a free elimination, but Jynxzi definitely turned the tables there and has to be feeling confident.
Oh no!
The way that we saw Jynxzi tarp upwards, though.
Oh,
Cinema.
bro.
And now Pollo just trying to keep the pain brewing right now. That's kind of salt in the wounds, I think, for Queasy's competition here today.
Like, that is
the highlight from that instance is unfortunately going to plague him for a while on socials, but it doesn't distinguish the fact that Queasy is still goated in his own right. Kanata, on the other hand, dealing with a whole different world of trouble here. Coop just administering a lot of pressure up against Art and Kanata. Really not trying to provide the opportunity here. He wants to try and shut down Kanata's top 5 presence.
Man, I feel bad for
this
Queasy,
game is
bro.
moving at such an accelerated pace so
like,
far.
good for
A lot
Jynxzi,
more
but,
eliminations early game. You see Kanata at least trying to make an attempt to stay close to Arky, but the zone is going to pull him further and further away, cause that separation, but in comes back in 4 seconds. That is going to be Cooper. They both have the luxury of being able to get back into this game. It's about how bad they want this elimination, but nope, they found Arky floating back in, trying to reunite with his teammate Kanata. He gets found out a second time so far.
No real surprises to see Coop trying to take the offensive right now. Remember, a lot of these players just trying to ensure that they can try and close the distance on the leaderboard positional stances, and Kanata duking it out right now, holding Coop decently well. Not only that, but he's putting counter pressure onto Cooper instead, and Kanata just really going all out right now, and that is going to be an opening elimination that he needed. Just sort of stem the bleeding right now and allowing Arky a real opportunity to touch down.
Up above, Veno, head on a swivel, making sure nobody can make any sneaky plays. Jynxzi separates himself just a little bit too far from Pollo. He's going to be the first one that gets dropped in this fight.
Veno realized that he needed to take out the real threat of the duo between Jynxzi and Pollo. Hey, and look, he's got one for the opening. He said he only had 84 damage. Now he knows what it's like to simulate that full 200 clear.
You know what I mean, bro. Like, they
Get
are
a sneaky
going
shot onto Pollo. Jynxzi's right back in, and this is where they do have the luxury on the side of Veno and Ron, knowing at least one of the players here has nothing to his name. Maybe he has a more fight assault rifle, an SMG, and a couple of minis, but outside of that, there's going to be nothing in the inventory for Jynxzi to utilize, and they're even here in the minis. Veno, the king of lurking around, just trying to pick and choose his options here.
You never know.
Venom.
They go underneath the radar, or in that case, over it, so teams don't get a lick of information about where they're at.
Victor V and Crackley, though, 5 eliminations in total. They are definitely staying on the same pacing that we have witnessed from this duo in the previous 3 lobbies, but now it's about conversion factors. You need to make sure that you are finding a top 3 placement if you really want to play catch up to where first place is at. There was about 110 points separating them heading into this lobby, so, and it's not going to be easy because you are also dependent on someone eliminating Veno and Ron along the way. You don't want to allow them to keep building up all of those placement points that they've been seemingly gathering no problem the past couple of lobbies this past particular rouse.
That would be a nice shot.
From narrowly missing that hunting rifle shot. Muda missing a couple shots as well, which you allow for Heavy to touch 10 toes down, reunite in the same box with Agers, but you see Rapid lurking around, trying to play sneaky. Him a typical gamer so far. When it comes to their success, it's early game eliminations mixed with some consistency to get their placement on the overall leaderboard. Ash out continues to struggle. We are now moving into the 6th zone, so one more zone, Taco, before reboots turn off and all these eliminations finally start to count.
A little bit of a tussle here. Wondering if maybe TG and Rapid are trying to potentially fight for that loot pile that was just one box ahead of them, but it's just not really worth risking their current position. They're not going to continue to try and press the issue against Agers and Hammy
in the tool belt, but even though Brayden is still alive, you can see that they're not working together.
Oh,
Higgs
man,
is in the front side of the drone.
not
Brayden is
together
trying to
at
play
all,
catch
yeah.
up. There's a lot of
Wow.
information being passed around right now to try to go ahead
He's
and allow for
dropping.
Brayden to rotate swiftly on over and reunite with Higgs on the other side. It looks like he
Oh,
has things in his own.
no.
Goes for a lurk play, ends up in the box. Big shots being fired, but 2v1. He needs some help. He needs a way out, and with 1 HP,
Come on,
Taco, he
Higgs.
finds it.
1
Let's go,
HP and a
Higgs.
dream right now for Higgs,
Come
but
on,
it could
Higgs.
quickly turn into a nightmare scenario because he's trying to see where can I escape, where can I break through, but that duo, they know he's incredibly weak, and yet they don't chase him.
Down below, trying to catch him off guard, but they have their head 360 degrees, watching all around so they cannot get caught off guard. No matter what direction that pressure comes from, they are ready and waiting. And even now, you can kind of see, or at least in this view, nobody has really solidified themselves as the high ground team.
Bolt's maybe a little bit of the pseudo height factor. He's parked down decent enough tunnel, claimed enough space to maybe make other duos in the lobby believe that that's a strong
Ooh,
duo
Bolt.
holding tall. And with the way that he's connecting shots, Hammy, I'm sorry to say, you are victim number 1 from this POV of Bolts. But will he be able to actually make it to the body? Doesn't necessarily need the material just yet, but it just always helps.
I just realized right now, Bolts and Private Page are both still alive, but they are nowhere
It's a solo
near
operation.
each other. Hey, you just cover more ground, maybe get more loot, and I might have cursed her right there because Yusuf actually picks up the knock and elimination onto Page. That was Curvin Yusuf that you saw getting aggressive onto Higgs. He's surviving with 1 HP, and they're probably just trying to take it 1 foot in front of the other. Don't get greedy because that can lead to your team going down overall. We've already seen it so far today.
And Curve knows he's ready to administer some alley-oops there to his teammate Yusuf. Just see how far they'll actually be able to make it in this 4th lobby. But Ron, Veno, starting to make their approach. Looking back, Ron, a little bit quick on the trigger finger there, but that just tells you he's aware. He's ready for anyone to come his direction, even if it's his teammate.
Yeah, anybody can get these hands for the first
Man,
time
I stuck
today,
that
though.
one.
It does look like
You got it,
Hanada
yeah.
has been eliminated outside of placement points, unless Arky is still alive, of course, but 16 teams remain. One more does need to go down before it starts to play a role and the points start to add up as Pollo kind of losing tracks of Jynxzi for a moment. He has no shockwaves in order to make it back up. He does have the build, but he's getting flanked right now by Higgs. He's rushing forward, closer and closer, reloading at the worst possible time. That could be Higgs who catches him off guard, leaving Pollo all by himself. Too quick for Jynxzi to catch up, but for some reason, I feel calm, cool, and collected with Pollo being by himself.
It's a tough break for Jynxzi. He's doing his best to try and reunite with Pollo, but sometimes that's just how the lobby breaks down right in front of you. Reed doing a great job now establishing that frontside low alongside Frantic, but they might actually have to deal with Curve and Yusuf in a few moments' notice. Meanwhile, Ron, Veno, what they've done so well, where they have really excelled, has just been staying out of the thick of the action. And right now, it's all down to whether or not Victor V and Crackley can actually be successful in their opening strategy.
Let's
Take
go,
height.
Crackley.
But there's still other parts to it.
Yeah, they landed
on
at
height.
Chisel Cubes, and Victor V said
Victor
it
V's
himself, like,
with
hey,
him.
we're just going to go height and see what
Nice.
happens. And right now, they're seeing it
They're in a
all
good
play
spot
out.
here.
Nobody really having a chance to look up, including Reek and Fran, where they're able to pick up 1 elimination there and get some of that loot, trying to keep themselves looking strong, and they have their focus on the Higgs, the backside of zone. No shots actually connected, so Higgs doing a good job of handling that pressure well.
Crackley and Victor V, though, looking very established right now. A little bit of a chop, but it's not going to be one that affects them. They're just going to keep tapping on the Blueberry Fizz Dome. Try and make sure
they're
they
in a
prevent
good spot
themselves
here.
from succumbing to fall damage.
Oh, Peterbot.
and Faxity fully eliminated, though, and the placement points are starting to cause a little bit of an overbearing issue here, but still a few more lobbies left to work with.
9 builds left, bandages, Fizz, literally working with the bare minimum in terms of an overall loadout. Especially, you got to realize there's a team above, below, all around. Clix and Lacy doing the same thing, but it's Yusuf that is getting a lot of that pressure along with Curve.
But Clix and Lacy, they want to stay too distracted. They still want to make sure that they maintain a little bit of leverage.
They're not on a terrible layer here.
Force the layer swap at this point. It's going to be very difficult for them to actually contend with the team on height. And Clix, Lacy, maybe recognizing the fact we just got to deal with the teams underneath us or on our layer first before we worry about what's going on at the high ground. Crackley and Victor V are having the time of their lives currently, though. But when you see the wood builds start getting busted out, you know that that's a duo that's hurting for some materials. Clix, great refresh onto Sphinx. That's going to buy them a huge lifeline for builds.
Yeah, even Lacy just trying to go in and get some of those materials from a fallen player. Even if it wasn't his, he's still trying to make these moments count because you see they're almost down on E.
Oh, no.
For Victor V and Crackley, we're not going over recycled builds, so all the players down below, they have to build outward, expend that material. You even see a med kit being passed around, probably a just in case, but Veno has just been knocked down. Not sure if Ron is still alive, but this is the golden opportunity for Clix and Lacy to play catch up.
Good moment, Siphon there could be in
and
for
Curve
will also follow suit. Clix, Lacy, they are really starting to heat up in game 4 here. 7 eliminations already. Let's see if they can add more to the count. They're going to need every single little bit of placement points and eliminations they can get. Artie Moon just narrowly avoids it, but Muda can't say the same for him. Clix finding yet
Clix
another
is
elimination
popping
here.
off right now.
Yeah, Acorn drawing out
Victor
the time
V.
outside of the zone.
Oh, Lacy! Oh, no!
Lacy's gonna go down.
Victor V, Crackley!
Down the pain. Him versus Clix. 1v1 scenario. Victor V gets the fight. Acorn is finally joining into the party. It might be too late, but damage has been done
Come on,
both
Crackley.
Crackley and Victor V. This is potentially doable, but
Let's go! Let's go!
Did what he said he was going to do.
And Crackley
and win the
take it
And
in
look,
game
we know
4.
what usually follows after
Oh
the
my
take
God.
fight half of the sentence, but it was really just
W
the truth
game.
right now.
W
Victor
game.
V and Crackley, they were able to establish on the high ground. They kind of let those lower
that should
layers
put 'em
sort
up
of duke it out with each
higher,
other,
man.
cleared
Like,
things out. They did a
they
great
might
job
be
at
top
suppressing
3
teams,
now.
forcing them to drop to
I don't
ultimate
know.
low. So it was just very...
Before the game started, I came to you guys and I said, what's the strategy going to be? Vic, you said it was height. Crackley, looks like it worked.
Yeah. He did it all. I was just up there, just shooting and listening.
I mean, you spoke it into existence. You seem to believe it from the moment the game started. What was the difference maker in this one?
Difference, bro. I just had to realize I have the best content creator on my team. Could basically be a pro. I have the best IGO duo Queasy right now, so obviously I'm going to know the secret little high takes, you know. Go high, don't die. I've obviously learned that from him, so.
Well, look, spoiler alert, your day is going a lot better than Queasy so far. What's the key to making this stick, though? How is this going to continue?
I mean, we just got to be as consistent as we were, you know. We were getting it like 10th, 9th, 8th. We just got to make it first, second, third, you know. Just keep on threes.
Crackley, he's been hyping up your abilities. I mean, now after you've played 4 games now, do you feel like you can keep up with all of the pros in this lobby?
I did kill Rise twice that game.
And Rise is doing good as well.
Shots called. Shots called.
I got his get back.
And then you got the win. Not too shabby from these two. New strategies here in the second half of the competition. And so far, the new strategies are working. Taco, Jacob, what do you think of that?
Stars in this lobby.
Yeah, 11 eliminations in that game. You know, if math does me right, 26-11, they have 37 eliminations. And I almost want to say they have the most eliminations in the tournament so far. But let's go ahead and get that confirmed with the leaderboard itself. Where is Victor V and Crackley with eliminations? Yes, 37, and they kind of closed the gap. I say kind of because it's still about 49 points.
They're not the only ones, though. Lacy and Clix as well in that 3rd place position, 220 points. What I'm really noticing, Jacob, is that top 3 is really starting to break away from everybody else underneath them, but still very impressive stuff
man,
out of
it's
Crackley
looking
and
like
Victor V, Ron and Venom, Lacy, Clix. I think our top 5 right now
Crackley,
is
Victor V,
definitely about to try and throw somebody for a loop.
Yeah, there's only 3 games left.
Unless
I'm just
one
trying
of
to
the
think, like, you know, what do you need to do? And I can kind of see it right now.
Unless one of
Crackley,
these
Victor
3
V,
teams,
Lacy,
maybe
Clix, they're so close to each other on the leaderboard.
Goes insane,
Even if they do try to contest
you
to
never
win
know,
the
but,
entire
like,
tournament
dude,
against a team like
man.
Veno and Ron, and they go down, they're
I'm
just going to fall
thinking
down
Ron
that
and Veno
leaderboard.
maybe,
So that's the
man.
risk
Like,
versus
they're
reward
looking
scenario a
good,
lot of these
dude. They're
teams
looking
really have
good.
to be cognizant of. And if they're
Game 5 on the horizon. Could be worse. He could have, you know, the exotic hunting rifle, sneak rifle.
Oh!
Probably on Victor V and
Yikes! That was nasty. I mean, the one on Nina was like regular, but he really just dropped Ritual
He was on
off,
timing.
man. He said, don't worry about the battle bus. I'll take you home. Send him right back to the lobby. And now they get back at their POI. They got a lot of extra gold because of those eliminations. They got the vending machine they can use for themselves. This is literally a perfect early game for Crackly and Victor V. As we see Curve and Yusuf go back to the lobby as well.
a little bit of a 180 here in perspectives. But Pollo doing his best job so far to try and reestablish, rebuild some of the downfalls of the early game there, of just dealing with the whole trying to stop Jynxzi from just getting completely farmed in the reboot measures. But P and Faxity, I almost wish that we could have just like the listen-in of what some of these endgame comms might be sounding like between these two, because I do think that it's been a little bit more volatile than what they would have initially anticipated. And part of that is definitely credited towards Clix and Lacy.
Yeah, and I also think, you know, the last year's Pro-Am was, I wouldn't call it the very first, but it was very early in Reload's life cycle. You know, I don't think people have figured out the little intricacies at that time, and now I think people have taken it a full mile and like stretched it even further about what they're able to actually do, the elimination hunting, the timing of everything. So I especially since the game mode changed where you can actually get a loadout off of getting dropped. But Cooper Zemi looking like they're aggressive on the one. Reed and Fran getting aggressive across the map on the Booga and Yugi as well. He lands the shot from over the top, but it wasn't a heavy hitter like he was hoping for. But he's being persistent, trying to get the side angle. Booga's distracted. He gets the edit onto Yugi, taking him down, but luckily for Booga, he's still alive.
This is a lot of eliminations, though, currently for Reed and Frantic. So they are definitely trying to kick it up a notch here in Game 5. Wait and see whether or not Booga can stay alive long enough for Yugi to be brought back into the action, but still has a couple more zones to work with before reboots are completely disabled, so that is a little bit of a silver lining here for the Lion and his teammate Yugi. But for Frantic and Reed, plenty of medkits to utilize, decent amounts of mobility. They're committed to just getting as many elimination points as they can fathom against the likes of Booga and Yugi.
Yeah, they kind of have options here. Put pressure on the Booga or hope Yugi comes back here fresh off the respawn. But right now, they're choosing the first of the two options, trying to put pressure on the Booga. But he does such a good job of fighting back. Not necessarily landing haymakers, but enough damage to scare off Frantic and Reed and make them second-guess this decision. But they got to be careful. They've run into Kanata and Arky just lurking on the end of the Peerless Pier.
But now that's put Frantic and Reed
Yeah,
into
they're in a weird
a
spot here.
difficult position here. You can see now it's just all about the retreat factor. They don't want to stick around. They realize you don't want to be stuck between two separate teams. Even if Booga is working as a solo primarily, it still makes a big difference. You never know when a solo can just pack a punch and then shut it down when a duo is already third-partying you.
Takes this one well-placed shot to really make that difference. It's Kanata Arky using the launch pad at the pier. Arky actually seeing the
nice.
spots him out, misses the shot, but
my.
hits a full pump on the second. Arky is down, but good thing for him. Kanata saved the day. That was actually a good spot from Arky to realize that somebody was actually inside. If he would have hit that one pump that he missed, man, that would have just been a full celebration for Arky. And right now it's looking a little bit different than some of the other games where we've seen this team have success from Kanata and being a solo. This time they're doing it together.
Ron and Veno, man.
I was kind of impressed with the tech there
Ooh,
from
right up
RD
against
Moon, you know?
Clix and
A
Lacy.
little bit of crouch spam, just getting the advantageous holds with staying accurate off the assault rifle. That made the difference there. It was the sole reason he was able to find that initial knock. It felt like Kanata was trying to let Arky have that. I can't hide it on that.
I respect it though. Honestly, that like when you're playing a game and you realize your teammate just has a donut, sometimes you just gotta throw him a bone, man. And I like that, because imagine the hype and the confidence going into the rest of the day if he was actually able to pull that one off. But no loss. Both players still up. Konat and Arky still trying to rotate in. Sphinx and Raw Dog Moon doing the same thing. But most of their rotation in is going to become without a single player facing them until they reach that line of zone. That's where you have 1, 2 teams already positioned and the potential for more.
Sphinx also just trying to see whether or not you don't want to be caught at the base of the mountain face, especially when the zones start to pool. There's more often than not going to have to be some form of commitment towards the high ground, and a lot of times you'll see players, especially ones like Sphinx who are experienced, looking to put themselves halfway up so they can go either way, ultimate high, ultimate low. You know, not everything in the game is farmable.
Yeah, and luckily for a lot of these teams, you're talking about like high ground, and especially where the zone was at, where it was literally 50-50, half on the mountain, half underneath. Most of the zone right now is pulling on over to flat land, giving them a little bit of alleviated pressure of having to kind of build up, expend your materials to get up the side of the mountain. You still want to stay away from that ultimate low ground. That's where things can happen in the blink of an eye, and your game can get twist turned upside down. The top 16, one player going down, placement points start to set in.
Crucial moments right now, though, for Venno and Ron. The last thing that they want is an early departure in the second half of today's competition. They need every single lobby that they can get, because Victor V and Crackley, they were not joking about the heat up factor. They are looking at 9 eliminations already. And again, Crackley said it. I have Vic as my IDL, but with the way that he's playing, he's basically
popping.
Right now he's just in the mode. Smile and wave, boys. Just smile and wave. Just let Victor V do his thing, and I'm just kind of here celebrating. And for Victor V, 8 eliminations, like you said. He does have the more fight gold pump, so he has been just kind of dominating around the lobby. Somerset, this is one of those reboot loadouts I was talking to you about. She gets in before the reboots actually turn off. She gets that assault rifle. She gets the tac, probably using the splashes already along with minis. And if they got elimination, you can see why they're stacked up here, or as stacked as you could be in a situation like this.
Rough shotgun to have to get up close and personal with, though. She is really going to have to depend on sort of approaching separate lines of sight with Muzz. We've seen them do it before, though, in Game 1, where they had the premiere of their success debut. I think that Somerset and Muzz are for sure capable of bouncing back from this position and getting some stronger loadouts if they can just find 1 or 2 good eliminations, even if it means playing through those lower layers. The main thing is just going to be not burning through all of your materials and dealing with those teams on height.
Yeah, speaking about teams on hot, Pollo and Jynxzi somehow find themselves on high ground for now. Sphinx takes down Arky, leaving Kanata by himself. But I feel like sometimes, especially in a tournament like this, being by yourself is a little bit of a blessing. You don't have to worry about your teammate, and you just have the freedom of flexibility knowing as long as I keep myself alive, we are good. As Jynxzi, honestly, this scares me just a little bit, seeing Jynxzi on high ground.
They're not in a terrible
It's kosher.
You know?
Pollo's got it covered. Pollo probably has the fizz. If anything, he's got the overdrive grenades. It's just something to keep them on top of their A game. And Pollo, very likely just telling Jynxzi, look up. Because Pollo can handle suppressing those lower layers. He can handle applying pressure down beneath.
I don't know if he meant to do that.
He's got to see whether or not somebody is actually going to wind up taking out Booga. Doesn't have a whole lot left to work with, but everybody just focused on making their way forward to the front side of zone.
Yeah, you got to be careful though. Crackley, Victor V, they're making their way up layer by layer. Now they're even looking at the high ground, tempting a chop at the high. He said, I learned from Queasy. That's his IGL for this FNCS. Take height. Don't look back. And right now they've chopped out Jynxzi and Pollo. They had the Flowberry Fizz, so no fall damage or scares just yet, but they immediately set their eyes on high ground once again. Pollo starts to build back up, especially now more than ever that Victor V and Crackler have taken the attention from the lobby.
And not only that, but Crackley, Victor V, they're going to have to start fighting with the rest of this lobby. For a moment, they were caught in the backside of zone because they had committed towards that height chop, so it did put them just a little bit further behind where everybody else was moving towards. Pollo going to drop, though. Big shot just doesn't net him the knock he wanted. Peterbot, though, finds Somerset underneath it all. 5 eliminations now for Bax and Pete, and they have got to really find their momentum in this lobby if they want to try and bounce back on that leaderboard.
Yeah, no choice but to use the zone in their favor. It opens up on the other side. Shockwaves through, but Peterbot burns through the rest of the materials.
He's getting lobbied.
Focused out, jumping around like a fish out of water, just trying to survive. Forced to dig deep into his pocket. Shockwaves up, repositioned, but he is still going through it here. He runs the Acorn on the other side. Solo versus solo. Acorn does go down. Peterbot is able to
kills Acorn. No way.
Stretch it not far
Man,
at all
no way.
taken down by arch nemesis
And
Clix
Jynxzi and
Lacy.
Pollo
You would think that
on
Lacy
height
and Clix
still.
have a homing beacon on
They don't have many
Peterbot's
maps.
head at this stage because they just keep finding
Victor
him as Victor
V
V
on
eliminating
Cooper.
Coop. That is going to be a huge setback, and not only that, but now 10 eliminations. Victor
Let's
V
go, Victor
has
V and
actually
Crack Me.
harnessed
Come
double
on.
digits as a solo, and he has zero intentions
Let's
of
go.
slowing down. It doesn't matter if they don't have high ground, because from this front side low position, they're going to force Hype to drop straight to them. They know that this is their fight to win.
Even Jynxzi's kind of following
still on
suit.
hype,
And
though.
I don't see first place anywhere
If
in
Jynxzi
this
just
lobby
listens,
still alive.
man,
So
they
this
could
be
win
crackly.
this.
This could be a big
Oh,
game,
no.
but Pollo, surprise attack coming from above. Jynxzi goes down to get the elimination onto Fred. His second elimination of this tournament. And if he could try
No
to
way,
clean that
Jynxzi
one
got
up,
the
that
kill.
could be loot for
Let's
Pollo
go.
to use. He has no choice but to drop down low. Clix doing the same thing.
Lacy
trying
on
to hold their
heights.
high ground. This is 3 different duos all clashing
Oh,
here for
man.
the final game.
And not only that, but Pollo
Oh,
gets
Victor
it
V's
all.
down.
He's got it, a big knock.
Jynxzi!
This is where
Oh,
you've really
Jynxzi gets
got to
sprayed
dig
from
deep
height.
here, but Pollo, he's
Clix
not new to this. He's
with
been
the
here
kill.
before. The sight
Pollo.
is going to kick in now from that knock body. All of that excess material. Clix, Lacy,
Clix and
will
Lacy.
they be able to shut Pollo down?
I
The
think he
one
tried
versus
chopping,
two,
but it
where he really
didn't
starts
chop, I
to
don't think.
surface, where he really starts to showcase his strength. But Lacy
Clix
still
gets the
left.
finish.
Pollo just barely
Pollo,
any
3
HP
HP.
remains. He has to be flawless.
Oh!
Gets it.
Oh!
No problem
Pollo!
whatsoever.
Oh my God!
It's only Pollo versus
Oh my God,
Clix.
he gets the
A very
finish.
steep health advantage,
No way.
but an advantage all the same.
Oh my
But
God, Pollo!
doesn't care.
Pollo!
It doesn't matter what
Pollo!
you think, because Pollo is
Oh
always looking
my
to come
God.
out on top.
No
When it's
way.
the 1 versus 2 scenario, just one more overdrive, the cutoff from Clix.
Oh, let's
But the shot
go,
isn't gonna be
Clix.
enough here, and Clix
Let's go,
finally
dude.
shuts
Oh
him
my
down.
God.
Feeling of deja
Oh
vu
my
of the
God.
Summit Land. Clix said, nah, not in my house.
And not only that, but a huge moment as well, because you have to remember, for Jynxzi and
dude,
Pollo, that second place is
dude,
still
what-
going to be
bro.
a little bit of money factor,
Bro.
crack me in. But hey, big scenes, and we've got Levin right there with it.
What a game that was, man. Finally, you
Dude,
got
me
it done.
too,
Game
bro.
one. You
Bro.
tried to go for height, couldn't
Bro.
hold on to it. This time, things go your way, you're able to win the game.
If Clix
Yeah, I'm not-
wins,
I'm not gonna
bro.
lie.
If Clix
It's all
wins,
lazy. At
dude.
the end of the day, if he didn't shockwave up when I asked him to shockwave up, we wouldn't have got that height. The thing is, a lot of these players, they have shit
Dude,
teammates.
either Clix or
Poop
wrong,
teammates.
bro.
But
Either
that's
Clix
big
or
poop
wrong.
teammates, right? My teammate, he's a tier 1
I mean, like-
professional. He is a tier 1 professional.
I
He's
could
a-
low-key
he-
care
he has
less
earnings,
about
he has
Venno, but,
$100,000
like-
earned. He's a GOAT.
A lot of people don't respect
I'd rather
you
have
like you are a
Clix.
tier 1
I'd rather
professional,
have Clix
Lazy.
and Lacy win
I
this.
feel like you're proving
Every single time. 10 seconds before they drop in. They're having fun in front of the camera. But here it is, game number 6. Talk. We have
Let's
2
go,
games
game
left
6.
before we crown our NA FNCS Pro-Am champion for 2026.
Man,
Big scenes
this has been fun. This
currently
has been fun.
for everybody here. UTD campus definitely lighting up as well with some of the fans. I like seeing some of that outsider
Reet.
footage, but Reet, frantic. Oh, the trouble here is
Venno.
all about whether or not they can shut down Venno very early on, but Venno, even with them being on the ropes, even with them having to scramble backwards, Reet still unable to just solidify the knock.
Yep, Venno and Ron this time around changing up their drop spot. They have teams contesting up towards the north side of the map in that last game, and like, hey, if we're gonna get contested, let's try to get something out of it, but they're not necessarily in the best spot. Both of them still left alive, but 72 effective shield and HP for Venno, and even less for Ron on the other side. These guys look for a little bit more loot, but you can see that Ron's not
Wow,
even
a
here,
lot of
so
people.
they can't even
A lot of
attempt to
people.
help each other if things get bad.
And the fact of the matter is that Peterbot was still able to gauge exactly where they were headed. Or maybe he just decided, I would just want to try and shut down everybody else's dreams. I do have a feeling
Peterbot.
that he was probably following Ron and Venno for this
Acorn,
one, but
can he?
Pete,
He
you know
gets
he
out.
loves a good scrap. Don't want to fight up more.
Acorn,
Acorn
oh!
continuing to fight back, and
No
the
way.
collapsed Peterbot It's going to be sent packing.
And
I thought it was
Rapid
Muda for a
gets
second,
the
but it was
finish.
Rapid out of nowhere, sidelining that fight.
Mug got a
Mug and
llama.
Somerset. It's going to say staying away from all the action, but Bolt's probably seeing the llama there, knows what he was going after, used that shockwave,
Bolt.
tried to disengage. There's a lot of damage
Oh,
onto
Bolt.
Bolt. Even a Mammoth connecting out of Somerset and instantly trying to move on over and close the gap, but Bolt's using shockwaves and a lot of the tools in his tool belt instantly finds a way on out. And there's tunnels underneath there, Taco, so they're not going to be able to catch up to him.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Somerset. It was a great shot. It was some good damage application, but unfortunately,
Kanata
Overdrive
drops.
Grenade is going to beat Grappler every single time for mobility. So, Clix picking up the scraps, some leftover pieces. Looks like he was able to get a little fraggy with it. One duo has been fully eliminated. Who's going to be next up? That is also another consistent component that we have seen throughout all 6 lobbies here today, Jacob. Someone is always eliminated before we enter the second zone.
Yeah, a huge difference from what we typically see in the reload. Elite Series qualifiers, where honestly placement points didn't set in until 10th zone. 11th zone is sometimes the final 12th zone, so a little bit difference here.
Clix
But
and
that just goes
Lacy
to show
are
how quick a lot of the
nowhere
action
near each other. Wow.
is playing out here. Saw Queasy go down to Clix, Ash out, just trying to stay alive, buy some time. Ash out himself, even going through a rebite. You see the AR in hand, but this is where it just gets interesting for Queasy. Typically, you want to see kind of Queasy being the one with the full loadout, staying alive. He gets spotted out. This is the worst scenario. Ash is down. Queasy's getting chased. They are both sent back to the lobby.
It's just, I feel so bad for Ash out because he spent so much time hiding and avoiding Clix's POV just to step out and it caught in 4K. Kanata is never going to let that opportunity slip by. Arky now getting punished for it though. That little bit of separation means that Kanata is going to be left to try and fend for himself, but it's a spot that he's accepted and embraced in this competition.
Yeah, and you're kind of seeing the two different strides of a lot of the teams that are getting aggressive though. Reet and Fran working in unison to try to find their eliminations. We saw Peterbot, the likes of Bolts trying to separate and use their solo prowess to try to get these eliminations. Agers going down, Muda getting found out by Rapid again. We know how close they were moments ago. Even Peterbot getting an elimination here.
Frantic and Reet though.
Goes down to Reet.
Fully aware of the fact that, hey, if Arky keeps rebooting here, Kanata's got to be close by somewhere, and he can't really risk trying to challenge both of them. I think Reet and Frantic have done an excellent job whenever one gets into a spot of trouble or starts to key, the other is very quick to follow. That's just a little bit of that, I think, chemistry, synergy that they've got pre-established here. Curve also looking to get active. Poor Yugi, just not really much left to do.
Yeah, they're just going after it. You know, you get eliminated once. When you reboot, it's a giant rift in the sky. It's so hard to miss in terms of visuals, but even harder to miss in terms of the actual sound. So it's very, very easy to spot out anybody rebooted through. But Veno going for a little bit of a lurk play. It is going to be onto Pollo and Jynxzi. So just going for points here, not necessarily a heavy hitter on the leaderboard.
This could be a really big compromise, though, if it goes south for even a split second here.
Oh, no.
It's still Pollo. And Jynxzi, I think he's got a lot of fighting spirit in him. But Veno and Ron, they've been spotted out. Veno immediately going to start to start things out a little bit here. Separate angles of attack, but Veno still looking to get the advantage. Jynxzi from overhead. Very little time to react there. Takes a lot of damage.
Veno playing with the pre-edits here, taking a lot of the space. Jynxzi gets found out, simply trying to heal. They're into the stone. The early damage from Veno really chipping this fight. Really put him on the back foot. Now Pollo's feeling that same pressure. It's Ron trying to put it down. Veno's just trying to get some of the loot. Probably calling him off here for a moment, but Pollo knows this is one and only opportunity here to really start to get aggressive and take a 1v1 while he can.
At the end of the day, though, Pollo still have to remember, able to net at least that $500 for himself and Jynxzi's Ritual. Great shutdown onto Hammy. Just a little bit of Cypher materials, whatever else he can build while he waits for Nina to come back into the action. But Ron and Veno, they definitely wanted so much more from that little aggressive instance up against the likes of Pollo and Jynxzi, and they might be able to find it, but they might also be drawing the attention that they don't want. Saw Faxi in the distance, lurking. That means Pete might be nearby too.
Yeah, I believe they just got the elimination on the
Venom gets tagged.
looking around, but now going up against Pollo on the other side. That's a big shot that's going to hit. I'm not sure if they can clean that one up, but Hammy splats down. That's one of the most unfortunate things that can. You splat, you survive with 1 HP, and then you start rolling down the mountain, and Ritual's like, yo, what is that?
To be fair, it helped Jynxzi in the last lobby.
Venom.
We saw the splat. We didn't get a chance to highlight it because there was a lot more happening in that circumstance, but it actually kept them alive just a little bit longer because no one's looking at the guy that's
rolling down the hill. Oh, Pollo's still alive though. Shockwave's on
Pollo's
out.
trying to get
really
out.
leading
He's just
decision
trying to get
up
out.
to Veto and Ron. Do they want to continue to go on a chase here?
Venom could've
One
hit a
well
nice
played
shot
the
there,
shot to
yeah.
end that run either way. They're going to let him escape, which means Jynxzi is going to have a chance to get back in this game. Agers cleaning up Nina, but not without sacrifice. His teammate was the one who got taken down by Ritual, so it only is going to be a 1-for-1 trade on each side.
Kind of ridiculous though to think that Agers is operating with 8 eliminations already. This is a very proactive lobby right now in terms of finding aggressive eliminations. Peterbot with the elimination onto Ron. And Veno, this might be the worst position.
Oh, no,
him and Ron have been all series long.
Oh no.
And if Veno goes down right now, that might just be the end of it here in Game 5. Veno doing everything he can to try and fight back. The last person he wants to be eliminated by Peterbot, and he might be able to control his own destiny here. Pete is just so incredibly low.
Yeah, you don't
He
get
has
much
pizza
HP
though.
out of
He has
that
pizza.
It's only
He's in
10
his box.
total.
He
Either
gets
way,
down
Venom
Peterbot.
breaks
Oh
into
my
the
god.
bot. Not only surviving long enough
No
for
way.
Ron to get back into the game, but cleaning up that elimination onto Peterbot.
I
And that
thought
gives
that
Ron a
was-
chance.
I
If he
thought that was
goes
gonna be it.
directly to where
I'm
Veno's
gonna
out,
be
he gets
honest.
a
I
full
thought that was gonna be
loadout
it for them.
from nothing to something, literally in a blink of an eye. It's Agers trying
Cannot
to
and
survive.
Ark,
You can
he's
see
just
no shield.
showing
Hamley's trying to
storm
be
right now.
a little bit of distraction, but Nina not letting up off the
Agers,
gas.
no shield.
Agers though needs a chance to try and heal, try and rebuild some of his shield.
Nice.
Instead, he'll just go for the outright fight. Elimination onto Nina now means number 9 here for Agers. And
wow, 9.
Hammy just trying to make sure that he can provide whatever backup support Agers needs. He
GG.
sees what his duo is doing.
GG,
He's
just
not
getting
trying
beamed right
to
now.
interrupt.
Oh no.
Hey, it's just seeing chase action all around the map. Fifth zone about to fully open here, going to start to close soon. So 2 more zones before
Cooper doesn't know he
reboots
went
officially
around.
turn
Cooper
off.
has no clue he went around.
And that's what a lot of these
He
teams
has
are
no
using,
clue.
that
Oh, and
advantage. Even
typical
get the
gamer
knock
gets
on the typical
knocked to
gamer,
storm.
literally on the edge of the
Man.
zone. I saw it the last second on the mini map. One more hop would have got typical gamer all the way there. But Cooper gonna get credit for that one, and now it's gonna get a huge signal when he reboots back into the sky about where he wants to go next.
Was definitely brave though from Cooper and Zemi because they're playing as solos. They are both separated, looking for separate engagements, trying to rack up whatever eliminations they can find. But while we're not in danger of the reboots being disabled just yet, if you go down, even with that little bit of assistance to the reloads, reformat change, it's still a bit of a compromised position because you still have to refarm a lot of your material.
It's never easy at all. Even Page going down. Faxity actually dropping yet again. Hopefully he was able to give some of that loot on over to Peterbot before that became a possibility. But either way, you can see the aggression turning the table for some.
Oh, Muzz.
The brakes on others as Muzz accidentally jumping what seemingly almost his demise there for a moment. I believe that's Agers and Hammy on the other side. Down below is going to be Somerset. Could be an opportunity to put pressure, catch him off guard, even deny a healing opportunity onto Agers. And this is where she starts knocking on the door. Hammy just a little bit too slow. He gets cracked, but he lands a big shot himself to try to slow down the aggression from Somerset and Muzz.
That was definitely enough though, because Somerset and Muzz, they're gonna have to fall back. It's just not really worth compromising their current position on the leaderboard. If they can find the elimination, awesome, but if not, might just need to let that one fizzle out on its own way. It's frantic, Reet, starting to see a little bit of an overhead. Small cliff face just to elevate ever so slightly, but the pacing, it's just non-stop back
Reboot's
and forth
ending.
currently for some of these
Here we
duos,
go.
and I think
Here we
Frantic
go.
and Reet, while they've got 5 eliminations, they're clearly seeking out more, but they also need way better loadouts.
Yeah, this is where them included along with everybody else, has to start to take a different approach in terms of how they're approaching some of these fights. Reboots are disabled, so no chance to get back into this game. If you did reboot in this last zone, though, before they turned off, you have a little bit of a loadout being granted. Especially, I think the most important thing is the minis and the chug jugs that you are going to be able to grant. It's Fran Reed trying to rotate through, almost gets taken the shield off from Victor V and Crackly. Another zone here, Taco, where Victor V and Crackly, it's at their POI essentially.
Still not easy. Even if you're familiar with the territory, nothing is ever guaranteed. As Pete and Faxity, they have really just been going through a lot of different obstacles, so many hurdles still standing between them, and a decent placement positioning in this lobby. On the other hand, though, Rise, take a note of what's in his inventory. This brother is stacked.
Ooh, wow.
I don't know which Epic Dev gave him that chest, but he has the Sentinel, which adds an extra effect. He has the Slapberry Fizz, which heals HP and shields. Guapo getting caught on that rotation, out of builds. And this is where you can see Rise just trying to toy with the decision. How do I approach this? Get the E5, that's going to be step number one. But how much resources you give on over is actually getting elimination on the Ritual. Pollo, Jynxzi trying to climb up the side of the mountain. But if you look, the first team to try to make some sense of high ground is going to be Muzz and Somerset.
But again, maintaining height has definitely been a little bit of a difficult task as the matches draw on later and later. Teams now recognizing just what kind of effects, what kind of presence you can have in a lobby, but Veno and Ron fairly isolated from where the rest of the lobby is at. They're gonna have to close some distance here, but nowhere near as much as everybody else on this next pool.
Yeah, but somehow use that to find a knock on Raw Dog Moon, probably rotating with the crash pad or Shockwave getting caught out of the sky, and that's where you see players kind of not necessarily trying to one-hop it to the front side of the zone. Sometimes you got to stop, reassess the situation, continue to move from there. Reet and Fran just looking at all angles. Clix building some extra space. This is where he's gathering all that information. Sees an opening there to try to take it, elevate his position right in front. He sees that layer is cleared. Immediately going to try to claim it as his own, but he has to be careful. Curve is going to be right above, along with a few players on each side.
You say Clix has got to be careful, but if I'm Curve, I might be the one shaking a little bit here. 6 eliminations already for Mr. CEO, and he's trying to see just how much further he can take it. Another elimination or two and a solid placement. That could be the difference between first or second entirely, but they are still going to have to contend with Victor V and Crackly, who are still kicking in this lobby. Not only that, but Veno, Ron, still doing their own thing too. Reet and Frantic, though, starting to really mix things up. They want the high ground.
Yeah, and I think Veno as well, along with Ron, they keep looking up, trying to assess the situation. For now, they're just going to settle with the front side of the zone, give them a lot more time to formulate some sort of strategy if they do want to take it. Clix and Lacy know for it as well, but the struggles come in as Veno barely lets somebody escape outside of his box. Talk about Clix with 6 eliminations. He is taking charge with 6 eliminations of his own as well.
It's looking like the best day ever right now for Ronda. 2 Victory Royales as is, and a duo that has been very difficult to kind of stop in their tracks, but
no.
Just as I say it, Ron caught off guard. They were trying to set up for the next rotation, but it's Curve who's really just pulling the rug out from underneath them. Now Veno left as a solo with only 5 builds. He's going to need to come up big time with a good connection shot.
Yeah, he needs that HP, and he's playing with the decision because it only gives you 5 with 30 shields. Do I use it now? It is going to be the bare minimum. Even if I get through all 7 slices, I'm still going to be missing a chunk of everything. But now that he gets cracked, shields are there. Instantly pops half of that pizza. Rise going down. Veno needs this clutch here. It's only top 8. Not even half of the placement points have been given out in the game so far.
But it's going to be cut short here. Bolt's going to be the one to do it to him. And now Reet, Frantic. This might be their best opportunity.
Oh, wow.
The reality is Victor V and Crackly fall at the same time. But Lacy, Clix, they're still in this. This is where they could really choose to overtake.
Yeah, not only looking to break the tie with Veno and Rob, but try to take first place. No builds left though for Lacy. Ends up in a 1v1 against Semi. It instantly goes down. That's a a lot of pressure here onto Clix. One of 2 solos running around this lobby, and with no builds, this is where it's quickly becoming a nightmare, especially with Reet and Frantic looking down from above, not wanting to give him any inches to play with, but he finds a mile onto Zemi. That's a big elimination. Needs the siphon, but he doesn't get it in time. I'm not sure the points even counted.
Don't think that he would have been able to net them in the last second here. Just wiped out before he gets the chance to really cement that last elimination there. Placement still solid though. They still managed to beat out everyone else that was contending for the top 3. So Frantic, Reed, now's your time to shine. Coop might still have enough left in the tank to overthrow. Their material count is incredibly thin, but Cooper sending it to high ground. Frantic incredibly low. Reed sliding down the mountain face here.
Oh my god.
Dicey.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Cooper gets the drop onto 1.
Oh my god. Cooper.
Reed only has 1. If this goes to a heal off, this is Cooper's win. Depending on how much sickness there actually is.
Oh my god. Reed. He has no mats.
The shield as well. Cooper Zemi with 12 eliminations.
Cooper clutches it. Wow.
You have to remember that Cooper and Zemi were some very clear-cut favorites coming into today's competition. And the way that they've managed to make their presence known here in Game 6. One more lobby just like this one, and we are looking at a very different leaderboard.
Honestly, I don't even know who is in first. We saw Victor v. Crackley go down. Veno trying to make a comeback, had eliminations, but went down to Clix and Lacy, who eventually went down shortly after. But Levin, I need to hear what these guys are talking about.
Wow.
Reet and Friend who are sitting right there. And so, you know, this one's quite close to home. How are you feeling after that game?
I'm feeling good. That 1v2 at the end was crazy clutch. You know, the shockwave up, shockwaving him off. It was just light work after that, you know what I mean?
What's it like, Zemi, when you're watching your teammate in this situation? Obviously, you guys have a lot of experience playing with each other. I'm sure you've seen him, you know, win games as well in the past. Are you just sitting back comfy knowing that he can get the job done?
Exactly. I mean, for me, it's just there's no stress. It's just entertaining mode. I'm watching him. I know what he's capable of, and he just does things that I could only wish I could do, man.
We're getting to the back end of the tournament, right? Just one game remaining. You needed that win to really sort of give yourselves that boost towards the end of things. What are you looking at now for this last game? What needs to go right for you here?
I mean, honestly, just do the same thing. All the bad games we've had has been just completely out of our control, and you know we're doing everything right. You know, so I have no stress. We're gonna do that again, and hopefully win it.
Of course, like I mentioned, you guys have played with each other. You played with each other in the FNCS Pro-Am last year. Do you guys feel like you've improved as a duo, right? You obviously don't play with each other every week, right? But you feel like it's better this time around than last time?
I mean, it feels kind of similar to last time. Zemi's just literally the perfect player for me. He just follows me, understands good vibes, just listens. Everything's good. Overall, we have improved. I think this meta is better because, you know, there's a mammoth that we're getting every game, and he loves that gun. So overall, I mean, I think we're working better together. Everything's flowing properly, and it's better than last year. I think we can still win. So yeah, I believe in it.
A big game, and it's going to impact the standings quite a bit. Jacob, Taco, break that one down for us.
Oh my god, Lacy and Clix in first. Holy. Crackley, Victor V second. Ron and Veno in third. Frantic Reet fourth. Zemi Cooper fifth. That's the top 5. Wow. 373 for Lacy and Clix. Here we go. Game 7.
This is him trying to keep Arky in the game.
7.
Just go by yourself. That's why you're maybe trying to see
Final game.
confidence, though. You know, Kanata in the first half of the game was doing exactly that. He knew when to cut his losses for Arky, even though we have seen instances of him trying to keep Arky in the game. There comes a point in time where you are better off as a solo because you don't have to worry about expending materials to try to keep them alive. Tossing over the minis and the big pots and the medkits that you can use to stay alive just that much longer. Squeak out a couple extra placement points.
3 separate duos to contend with. And Lacy! The mix. This is where the trouble really starts to build up here. It's Booga getting the better end of the exchange right now. Lacy never had a chance to see it coming, but Clix now just looking to buy a little bit of time here. Surprising to see Booga, though, just hunting down Lacy.
Bro. Come on, man.
Just has to be careful, though, just because the zone hasn't overtaken Clix's position just yet, so Lacy will respawn directly above him, which is a giveaway for Lacy himself. But he's going on a rampage right now, just taking down Cooper next. Luckily, Kanata didn't show his face because he would have been next on that list.
We are witnessing the Booga Revenge Tour right now. Don't know if Kanata was able to apply a little bit of pressure there too, but 2 eliminations already for Booga. He's not content with where him and Yugi currently sit, but they're not in last. And I know for a fact that both of them were very much trying to avoid that type of leaderboard position, but the way that Booga's playing right now, they might be able to change things entirely, maybe even break into the first page.
Yeah, at the very minimum, just start to line your pockets. There's a little bit more of that prize money. Again, you get a victory royale. It's an instant $1,000 without even having to look at the leaderboard. Second place, 500, and then 200 after that. So just placing top 3 in these games earns you a little bit for your efforts. But Booga's slowing down just a little bit, getting close by to where Kanata's at. You see Arky respawning in. Not sure where Fran is at over at the top of that mountain, but respawning in as well. And this has given Veno a bird's eye view, basically options about how he wants to approach this situation.
Veno might have had his wings clipped there. Seemed like he was very intent on getting involved with where Booga and Kanata were at, but those little warning shots, just enough of his HP chipped away. For him to recognize, I don't want to get caught out here. Cooper and Zemi, though, this is a very precarious position, one that we're not used to seeing Coop in, but he'll at least have the chance. Pop that big pot, restore a little bit of his shield. It doesn't look like he's being chased all the way through.
Yeah, he was basically waiting for him because you can't build and protect yourself. You're just kind of hopping out of that teleporter, and he's just waiting for on the other side. And I think they got the memo. Not to chase, not to leave yourself vulnerable here. As Guapo moves in, a little bit too close to comfort for Victor V, and Crackley has been on a terror here in the second half of the day. Already 3 eliminations, and it makes me wonder if they have some sorts of like signal that they know somebody's here. Maybe not exactly where A2 Guapo's at, but they know somebody's lurking around.
Going after
Don't want to
Kanata.
fall back into old habits.
Oh my god, what a shot.
Nice elimination claim there onto Kanata. 4 already for Vino and Ron. This is a big step up. And kind of to elaborate a little bit more on Victor V, we know Victor V and Crackley can get eliminations, but in the final lobby of the day, you don't want to find yourself tunnel visioning. If you lose sight of placement points, that's where a lot of the leaderboard disparity is going to be shaping up. So they cannot afford any early spillage. I love that they're still being aggressive. I love that they're still betting on themselves and what they're capable of, but just got to be careful.
Yeah, especially since there's not necessarily a massive need to get a high number of eliminations here. Just need to outplace Clix and maybe sprinkle some on top with the way Clix and Lacy have been playing as well. We talk about the second half resurgence for them. It's almost been the entirety of the day. They've been consistent. Muzz and Somerset trying to get right back on track. They started the day off. They even, I think at one point or another, if I remember correctly, shared a portion of first place on that leaderboard. Just since then, just a little bit of a slip up that they hope to catch back on track here in Game 7.
Lacy's at least got make hits to work with right now. It's Victor V, Crackley, fully aware of what's right in front of them. Crackley trying to see if he can take out Peterbot, but Pete, in the way that he's moving, all he really needs to do is just delay. The longer that Victor V and Crackley are kind of stuck out at Chiseled Cube, granted, they probably don't mind it too heavily, but if he can continue
he's in his box.
even finding the elimination, that would just be such a huge pause in their momentum.
Yeah, I was wondering right now, Crackley has set much like a sliver of HP for so long. He finally heals that up, instantly loses the shield to Peterbot. Peterbot knows exactly who's fighting. Saw the name in the feed. Crackley needs to stay alive a little bit longer. He has the HP to do it, but can he survive this pressure? Yes, he does. He gets Victor V back
Let's go,
into the game,
Crackley.
but now he has to survive the onslaught from Peterbot.
Oh, nice shot! Let's go! Oh my god!
Pro of the team.
Oh my god!
I mean, you
Let's
want to
go,
talk about
Crackley.
locking in
Holy.
and clutching up. Crackley just did
Holy.
everything possible
Wow.
in that instance, but he's
Good
still
stuff by
got
Crackley
to
right
keep
there.
it moving because they are being attacked by yet another team, or at least another player, and it's Rapid who's going to start or finish what Peterbot had started there up against the likes of Victor V, just taking advantage of the reboot farm. For Veno and Ron, a little bit of a standstill inside of zone. Not sure they need to shake things up all that crazily.
Not just yet, at least. Just need to keep it within reach, depending on where they kind of land when Reboots turn off. They can try to assess the situation, but Peterbot trying to go right back down over towards Chisel Cube. It is going to be in the zone, but needs a ton of time for it to open up. So a lot of these guys just need to survive up until then. As Veno continues to go on the offensive, he does have the mythic hand cannon. He's trying to put it to use. Already connected with a few shots so far.
Oh, Veno on
Read
read.
off down low and lands another shot. His 5th elimination of the game. We're seeing it both out of Victor V and Veno. If they want first place, they have to take it by force.
And they might just be able to do so because Veno and Ron with 5 eliminations already, Jacob, and a fairly well-established position to kind of cut teams off that are going to be a little bit later to the party. The Stragglers trying to make their way in from the storm into that edge of zone. They are in that compromised position for everybody else because no one can get past them. They are the wall that sits between the next zone and these teams that are going through the constant reboot cycle.
I'll pause this shit.
I like this. Yeah, honestly, I like this loadout. I'm okay with a sniper SMG type loadout for Jynxzi, but I'm not okay is whatever's going on here. As soon as Jynxzi Pollo feel a little bit comfortable, in comes Pete, trying to outrun Rapid, who has typical gamer by his side. They find Pete, so no more running for you. They get the elimination, but they want just a little bit more. Veno now moving in along with Ron, trying to put the pressure down on the typical gamer. Third partying this to catch him off guard. Even finding a whole nother team in the bush. 4 teams here as of now. It looks like a 5th one, maybe a solo floating right overhead.
That's a little bit too much of the danger zone. Veno realizing it's just not worth risking it all for an extra elimination or two. In fact, he might be able to find it regardless on Hammy, who's just nowhere left to run, no escape whatsoever. We'll see you on the next reboot because Veno, man on a mission right now. Ron right behind him. They are doing a great job at just staying toe-to-toe with each other.
Got Blue on this side of the map, Reeton frantic, just far outside of the zone. But as it does reveal itself in this next one, 6 zone, one before reboots turn off. It's a little bit of a pull towards the south. Not max pull for either of these teams on the map so far, but definitely not going to be easy, especially if you try to shockwave past a team like Veno and Ron, who haven't really been missing much with that hand cannon.
Jynxzi, tough spot to be in. A lot of trust on Pollo right now to close things out, but just being aggressive from 2 different angles. Muzz and Somerset are just such a dynamic duo when they take these kinds of approaches. It's just so difficult to actually figure out which way the pressure's even coming from. This
Jynxzi might be done here.
Just dogpile in on where Jynxzi and Pollo are at. That is going to be the end of the line here for Jynxzi and Pollo, but we'll still see more. Jynxzi, future reference here is Victor V taking out Vaxity, but Pete's nowhere in sight. Just have to expect that he's off elsewhere doing his own adventures.
That's when things get real.
Yeah, you can see Victor V making sure to max pump it down just to try to get more damage to turn his more fight into a, from a blue into a purple. That way he can try to pack that much more of a punch. Literally almost was Peterbot and Vaxity versus Victor V and Crackley before they ended that first run. Peterbot staying alive more than long enough for Vaxity to get back into the game, but they need more than just being in the game. They need to figure out a way to get Vaxity enough of a loadout that they can actually start to put in some work. As Veno just trying to go ahead and disengage. Ron is actually went down, but luckily for Ron though, there's still 15 seconds on reboots available, so he's not out of the game just yet.
Sure, but how much does Veno actually have to work with here? This might be one of the worst times to be eliminated because everybody's going to be looking, everybody's going to be waiting to try and prevent you from landing, get that final elimination done and dusted, because that's just going to put Veno into a fully solo position. And when first place is up for grabs, it's just such a heartbreaking way to go out. But
13 people left.
Fighting his own battles, it's just a tough time trying to get any kind of footing.
This could potentially be such a close tournament, because even though Clix and Lacy have a little bit of a lead, they're not getting eliminations. So if Veno, Ron, Crackley, Victor V get enough eliminations in placement, that alone can put them just higher up on the leaderboard as typical gamer, trying to run, doesn't get the exit he was wanting, ends up in the wrong box, and that's going to give Ron exactly what he needs, a full loadout as he respawns back into the game. Veno making the right moves at the right time.
That is a tough break though for Rapid. You saw him immediately start to backpedal. He realized that there was nothing left to do. watched his duo just disappear in front of his eyes, but great heads-up awareness there from Veno. They didn't have the luxury of picking and choosing who they fought. They just had to jump into somebody's box and get that refresh. But Victor V, a big shutdown here now. Peterbot finally answering back. Victor V has always been kind of looming over his head as is this kid the counter to Peterbot's success, but now correctly,
he might be able to get the
actually
res.
be able to save his duo.
No
They're
way.
still up above. They will get the audio visuals, but Crackly needs to hold. You can hold and get the rebound at the same time, and that's exactly where he's going to find a little bit of success. This could be the play right there. Peterbot gets the knock onto Victor V, but does not get the finish, allowing for Crackly to get the revive, but still in first place is this team
Clix
right here, right now. Clix and Lacy. Again, only one elimination, Taco. They are getting that gap closed by everybody else on the leaderboard.
I can't stress it enough, though, the way that this is really starting to build in terms of stress environment. But not only that, Crackly has come up big time in two separate instances in this final lobby. It almost feels like the plot armor is starting to build for them, but they still have a long ways to go. It is a fully uphill battle. Cooper and Zemi, another duo, constantly trying to see if they can achieve another lobby of success. Double-digit eliminations, Victor Royale, Ron, Veno, similar environment, 9 eliminations, 8 of them on Veno, and he got the revive off onto Ron. So everyone just trying to pull out all the stops to put themselves in the best possible position.
Yeah, look at this. Now they're even looking at high ground now so far back, deep into the zone. Not sure if it's connected. With the zone catching up, they have to make that conscientious decision. Abandon that play, hope for another. Clix and Lacy right up above Veno. I'm not sure if he got the signal, if that's who it is, but right now they're going to put pressure on the Rise, but it gets slowed down. Muzz and Somerset put pressure right back onto Veno and to Ron, cracking the shield to Ron, forcing them to slow down.
You can just see Ron kind of spinning in a circle there for a moment. It's just so hard to keep tabs when you're getting all these different audio cues, and Rapid has been found in the backside of zone. That's going to be the end of the line for him and TG in this one. What a big placement point. Right now, Ron is fighting to see whether or not he can roll into Veno's box with Veno. He's going to abandon ship. He can't afford to stay behind. Put some great pressure on overhead, but he just left Ron to the wolves.
Clix and Lacy are in first. They are in first right now. Veno going to be by himself. 8 eliminations. Has to look for more. Has to figure out a way to outplace Lacy and Clix as well, who are holding on. They really have not been tested in this game so far. Allow the competition. Let them go smoothly under the radar. But up above, Cooper and Zemi, they're the one putting pressure down, trying to disrupt the whole flow that is going down below.
And Veno's only form of ability might have just been saved. Muzz, if he can get that siphon, if he can get the last shot to connect, all he needs is a little bit of wiggle room, and he's managed to manifest it out of seemingly nowhere. And yet again, that last little bit of overdrive grenade is going to catapult him forward, front side of zone. Lacy, Clix, feeling the pressure right now from Cooper and Zemi. Veno secretly hoping that somebody else gets the job done for him, handles his dirty work of clearing out our leading duo team.
You still have Victor V and Crackly alive down below on the low ground, and they have much more eliminations than Clix and Lacy. This could be it. Placement points are similar. Do they have enough eliminations to close the gap? Meanwhile, Veno running out
Veno does not have many maps,
he runs into Victor V,
Veno
lands a huge shot before finally going down. Victor V
is 7 HP.
Wow. But Crackly might be able to pick up some of the slack that's been unfolding underneath. Cooper and Zemi still doing what they can. Coop now getting very much more involved, but Crackly and Victor V, he needs a siphon. They have to connect with their next shot. He has to get some form of white HP kick-starting any second now. Otherwise, Cooper and Zemi, they might just be able to take this one.
Man, there's a few teams stomping around up above where they're actually at. But Cooper, see them up above, not wanting to drop down. Too big of a risk, too soon. See the zone not closing just yet. 2 more to go before that one becomes a possibility. And that's where you see Victor V and Crackly lurking around, hiding as much of the audio visuals as possible. But eventually,
he gets edited on.
Curve is on the other side of that wall. Victor V goes down again as Crackly starts to feel the pressure. Clix and Lacy are starting to get busy. Down on the Muda. That one gets cleaned up. Crackly still fighting tooth and nail. And then a big shot on the curve before eventually going down.
It's just not enough, but for Clix and Lacy, this was
everything. Lacy, come on, man.
In a top 3 position.
Come
3
on.
eliminations. If they're able to solidify these next couple of elims, I
Zemi
think
and
they've
Coop,
already got
they're in a
the
good
job
spot
finished
though,
here.
man.
But it all depends on whether or not Zemi and Cooper were actually able to bring it close enough. I think they're just falling short in terms of elimination points overall. But Lacy and Clix, we might be looking at our tournament winners right here, right now.
Yeah, you already got the 3 that you're talking about. Looking
on,
up,
Lacy,
exchanging
come on,
shots back and
Clix.
forth with Cooper and Zemi. But there's still a solo running around.
Oh,
That's Curve. I
Zemi
might have spoke
with the
too soon.
shot
Curve
mid-air.
goes out like a 2v2 situation here.
2v2
Clix and
Clix,
Lacy
Lacy
potentially the tournament
versus
on
Zemi
the line against
and Cooper.
and Zemi.
Oh
One
my
of the
God.
favorites coming in. It all
Coop
boils
drops.
down to this moment right here and now as Cooper Zemi cut off the pack.
Clix
Gets
is
it down
on
Lacy,
ultimate
leaving
low.
Clix by himself, swimming like a fish out of water. No.
Oh, Zemi! Let's go!
God, Clix!
Oh my God!
First
Let's
shot on
go!
Zemi. The builds are there. Can he do
He's
it?
dead!
No, he gets cut short.
No!
Cooper ends a magnificent run from Clix and Lacy to take Game 7.
Oh my
But
God!
what a run at
Oh
the
my
very
God.
end of
Oh
it.
my
Clix
God.
and Lacy really gave
Oh, it's
Cooper
gonna be
and Zemi
close.
a run for their money.
Oh my God,
8
it's gonna be
eliminations
close.
in total, though, for
Oh my
Cooper
God.
and Zemi. We saw the slightest margin
Oh my God!
being brought to light, and whether or
Oh.
not that was actually going to be enough,
Wow.
Clix and Lacy,
Wow.
Cooper and Zemi, the fact that they were able to repeat
Wow.
with the back-to-back victory royales in lobby 6 and 7 is just a ridiculous accomplishment. You've really got to give them credit where
Wow.
credit is due. But for right here, right now, Jacob, we know that Cooper and Zemi won Game 7, but did they win this Pro-Am Creator Series?
That's
Oh
what
my
I'm trying
God.
to wonder. Like, what was
Oh
the
my
point
God.
deficit going in? How many eliminations
Oh my
did
God.
Crafty and Victory actually end up? You saw a lot of our teams, especially the ones at the top of the leaderboard, they stick together. Usually you send one out to get those eliminations, but they actually stuck together at a certain point in the game and made sure that they did not get separated through and through. Even Crackley having some insane clutches in this game alone, let alone the entire tournament.
Nah, Crackley
Yeah,
was definitely
Crackley was
turning
playing
it up
good, man.
all
He
the
was
way.
playing
Volume just through the roof with his gameplay in Game 7 here. We know that he is definitely a strong caliber competitor, but it's more so the fact that he's also able to bring it to light in a LAN environment. I think that Crackley has definitely proven that just because zero builds might be his priority playground, that doesn't mean that he can't hang in a builds environment.
Yeah, that play right there. Lacy just trying to break out. There's no builds. He gets knocked.
Man.
Clix kind of like stuck by himself underneath. A huge shot right there on the Zemi.
Man,
But it
I
almost
thought-
makes me wonder. I know the zone is still closing, but like maybe you could have played a little bit longer, go for med kits. But I want to say, was it Storm Sickness? Cooper didn't even look like he was looking
Cooper
at
was
him at the end.
There first and ready. It seems like that was the issue, though, just that extra time that they said. We don't often see it where Storm Sickness becomes a threat, but sometimes players aren't really left with too many other options. They're kind of forced to play from inside of the Storm, and I think for Clix and Lacy, a big part of that is probably credited to the fact that they knew if they were playing inside center zone or anything like that, people were just going to be hunting them nonstop.
Yep, but we have ideas of who we think won this year's FNCS Pro, but we're going to throw it to Levin to let us know who is walking home the 2026 champion.
God, bro. Oh my God, bro. Bro, Clix and Lazy,
What
bro.
a day
Come
it's
on,
been.
man. Come on,
7
man.
games, and
Come on,
finally
man.
we can crown our champions. Everybody, give it up for your Pro-Am Creator Series Dallas champions, Clix and
Let's go! Let's go, dude! Let's go! Let's go! Oh my God, no way! Dude, oh my God! Oh my God! No way, dude! Oh my God, man! Oh my God! They deserve
Boys.
it. They deserve it.
I mean,
Oh my God,
we
they
have to
deserve
talk. I'm
it.
sorry, you're gonna have to hop for a second, brother.
Wow,
you got
they
this.
deserve
you got
it.
this. Clix.
Holy
we have
man.
been waiting so many years
Oh
to
my
see you
God.
lift the trophy here on the
Oh
land. How
my
does it feel
God,
right now?
dude, he did it!
Even though it's an FNCS Pro-Am, it still feels really good. It does feel good. Shout out to my teammate Lacy. He played really good.
He fucking did it,
He
dude.
played incredible.
He actually
Last
did
year
it.
at the FNCS Pro-Am, a lot of people expecting you guys to get the job done, and you couldn't do it there.
Lacy.
You did it here today,
Oh,
though,
man.
Lacy.
We did it!
Let's go, dude. Let's go, man. Let's go, dude.
It's emotional, man. It's emotional. He's worked hard for this. He's worked hard for this. You already bigged him up and talked about how well he's played, man. But, I mean, he's been on quite the journey as far as what he's done with his Fortnite career, streaming career, and how you played a part of that, man. Seeing him here lifting the trophy with you, what's going through your head right now?
Bro, this is special,
What's going
bro.
through my head right now is you are officially, my friend, a tier 1 professional. A lot of people make jokes about it, but he just lifted a trophy before anybody else. But honestly, dude, I'm really happy. This is sick. Next one's got to be at Globals, though.
That's the next one. Hey, look, Clix. Look, I'm going to say it, because I know there's some people watching thinking it. You've been playing with a bunch of different people, switching up your teammates all over, trying to find the right solution. You just said he's a tier 1 pro. Is the solution right in front of you?
I think it is. I think it is. Me and you, FNCS, let's run it.
I already got to do it, I'm not going to lie.
Dude.
Hey, next Pro-Am, though. Next Pro-Am,
Dude.
I'm locked. Pro-Am, he is my Pro-Am duo. Locked in, guaranteed.
Going for the back-to-back. All right, Lacy. Of course, everyone's watching right now. Do you have anything to say to your fans, the people who've supported you on this journey here to lifting this trophy?
Thank you guys for all the continued support. This is my dream. It's my dream right here, lifting up this trophy. And everybody said that I wasn't a pro. Everybody said Clix wasn't going to win. They said they counted us out.
It was hated on us.
And
Man.
look who's standing here now.
Man, let's go, dude.
The champs. The champs. Clix, same thing to you. Is there anything you want to say to the people out there?
Man, I've been failing for 8 years, but every single time
You
I've gotten
finally
back
did
up. Now we're sitting here with my best friend holding a FNCS Pro-Am Champion trophy, dude. You see it too, Levon, right? FNCS Fortnite Pro-Am Champion. This is sexy. This is a sexy trophy right here.
Hey, you guys have streamed together.
Dude.
You've started a business together. Now you win together. One more time, people.
Bro,
Make
this
some
is
noise for Clix and Lacy.
cinema, bro. Cinema, bro.
Absolute legends.
Wow.
Hey, big shout out to Epic
Wow.
Games. Thank you to Dignitas as well. Dignitas, big shout out to them. Big shout out to the University of Dallas, UTD Dallas, for allowing us to be here today. To all the beautiful fans that showed up and were on the lawn
Man.
supporting. To all the amazing
What a
people
pro-am.
involved in making
What
this show
a
happen.
pro-am.
We thank you so
Like,
much. These guys are our
dude,
well-deserved
he finally
champions.
did
And
it.
a
He
big shout out to
finally
all the
did
other
it.
players and creators today. We will see you guys all
Wow,
for the next
man.
Pro-Am Creator Series. Yeah?
Man, fuck the other.
All right, man. All right, man.
Clix finally does it. I'm shocked right now, man. Wow. Big ups to Lacy too, bro. Like, wow, man. Dude. I was so scared that Zemi and Cooper, bro. I thought they might have overtaken it, bro. Dude. What was the final scoring, bro? They didn't even. I don't even think they showed the final. Man, what a pro-am, bro. Dude, I can't believe Clix finally did it. He finally did it. Wow, man. Wow. Dude. Man, I'm... Wow, man. Dude. Bro, when they started walking up, bro, I was like, nah, they gotta be trolling, right? Dude. Dude, they actually won, bro. Like, wow, man. Dude, right here, bro. Dude. Oh. I literally... Man. I thought Coop and Zemi did it, dude. Like... Yes, bro. Clix. Yes, Clix won an FNCS. Clix has finally done it. Clix has finally won an FNCS, man. After so many years, bro. Clix. Wow. Literally by a couple points. Wow, Crackley Victor V in second. Dude, Zemi and Cooper was in what? Man, I thought Zemi and Cooper would have been like second, bro. Ron, Venom in third. Wow, Peterbot Faxity in ninth. That's kind of shocking. I honestly thought they were gonna get top 5. I'm not gonna lie. Typical Gamer and Rapid. I thought they were gonna do better. Wow, man. I honestly thought Somerset and Muzz, I thought they were gonna do better than Frantic and Reet. So that's kind of shocking. But dude, Lacy and Clix with the win. Dude, that is crazy, man. That is crazy. Bro been grinding for almost a decade. And he's finally done it, bro. He's finally done it. Like, he's finally done it. Shocking, man. And they only had 35 eliminations. Dude, placement, bro. That's why I say, bro. This is why I say, bro. Placement's key, bro. Placement is key. Like, placement is so key, bro. Like, dude, like, look at their placement points. 403 placement points with only 35 eliminations. Crackly, Victor V, they had 63 elims, bro. Ron, Veno, 51. Zemi, Cooper, 58. Like, dude. Frantic, Reet, 58. Like, dude, I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. Placement is key, bro. Placement is everything. That's why I'll always be a placement first player, bro. Like, I will always be a placement first player. This literally shows you why, man. Like, they got half the amount of all, like, the top 5 teams, bro. And they did it. They won. Like, come on, bro. Damn. Ash Alk and Feezy in last. Pigs Braden. Damn, bro. Let me take a look at this again. Jynxzi Pollo, 12th. Man, Bolton probably, they didn't even do that bad, honestly. Wow, man. Damn, Ash, Elk, and Queasy only had 39 points. Shit. Dude. What a pro-am. What a pro-am. Wow. What a pro-am. Like, great event. Seriously. Amazing. Like, that was amazing. Man. Wow. That pro-am was crazy. Like, genuinely crazy. Clix finally did it. Clix finally did it, dude. Wow. I mean, hey, it's a pro-am, but like, dude, this should give him the confidence to get to that next level. You know what I mean? Like, that's all I'm gonna say, bro. This should give him the confidence, man. Like, it should. But anyway, appreciate everyone who stopped by. It has FNCS in it. I don't care. He is the FNCS winner. I mean, I think so too, but still, people will probably they'll probably go, oh, it's just a pro-am, like, you know. But I'm proud of him, bro. Like, dude, I'm proud of him, man. Like, he finally did it, dude. Thanks so much, guys. Peace out.